Why, hello, everybody. Mic
Hey,
check.
yeah.
I hear everybody so far.
Hello.
Hi.
So
Hello,
far, so
Dungeon
good.
Daddy.
Hello,
I don't
everybody.
sound like I have the plague.
You do not sound like you have the plague. And thank you,
Yay.
everybody, for stopping by. And what is this, you may ask? This is the finest game of Dungeons and or Dragons that Twitch and or YouTubes have seen Sunday and or Sunday nights. That math's out. I'm not walking it back.
It just gets better every week, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's life?
Sunday
How's
night?
things?
More like Legends of Logomancy night.
Ho, ho, ho.
I promise
Oh,
I'll never do
gosh.
that on the internet again as long as you subscribe. Twitch subscribe.
Someone clip that. Clip that is memeable.
Darren, you sound like a human being.
I do.
Again.
And James, my dungeon master friend, you sound like a human yourself. Oh my god, how just a few days changes that.
Indeed. I spent the weekend on a mountaintop looking down into pristine valleys,
Oh,
eating sausage and drinking whiskey.
well, wonderful.
As you do. Laying in a hammock, reading The Crystal Shard again, oddly enough.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, how was your week, Darren?
My week was interesting. It was a weird recovery week and getting back to work kind of week, and I had a lovely evening
Somebody
on
is super
Sun
echoes.
Wednesday. I had a lovely Wednesday with my friend James talking about things, which you can catch the VOD on youtube.com.
Actually, no, it's technically still just on Twitch.
Oh,
That's
it's
the
still sorry, just on Twitch at the moment.
Lovely. And
Yes.
next Wednesday, Quill is going to join, hopefully, if the stars line up the way they're supposed to.
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping. You are bees again, sir. Unfortunately.
Come back to me.
I will get back to you. Hoots, how's things?
Things are good. I had a very good Saturday. I got to go overlanding, and I got paid to do it.
That's always pleasant.
For the uninclined, what is overlanding?
So overlanding is when you
Muddin', but
when
with
you take-
fancy products involved.
so overlanding is what happens when you take a vehicle meant to go on the road, you put some big tires on it, you drive it not on the road, and you take a bunch of pictures and tell people that you're a seasoned overlander. You post those on Instagram, and then you immediately go back home while never using your rooftop tent.
Yes.
The only reason I can call it overlanding is we set up the rooftop tent and then we went home.
I instead opted for hammocks.
No, it was good.
Speaking of hammocks, I need to get a hammock.
Everybody needs a hammock.
Everybody.
I will loan you a hammock to see if you like sleeping in it.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I will 100% take you up on that.
Because it's easy enough to go and buy like a $20 Amazon hammock. But deciding that you want to camp in one is a much different story. All right, let's see if we can...
it's not so much the hammock. I just need it to just set up outside my door here so I can read outside.
Oh, that. Yeah.
That's what I need a hammock.
I use it for camping, for backpack camping.
How am I now?
You're better. You're not bees anymore.
Awesome.
No longer bees.
Bees!
Thank you,
I like
everyone.
Now that you're no longer bees, it's you don't have a beard full of bees. Now you just have a beard. How's Mac?
Mac is stressed, but other than that, I started building another Gundam.
Ooh, is that one of the SDs?
No, it's just the torso.
Oh, it's okay. I was gonna say, is that like Super Chibi Gundam? But is this
No, I don't like the FDs. This one's cool though because it's got a bunch of like clear overlay parts that go on it.
Yep.
But no, I don't like the SDs. Some people do. They're not my thing.
It's not my jam.
No. So although there's one I would want, and it's a Zaku. Other than that, That's not my thing.
I need you to help me find a heavy arms I can build. Heavy arms was my favorite from Gundam 1.
Oh, are you
Endless Wall or original?
talking this guy?
both. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I got a.
Endless Waltz is very elegant, but there's something so good about the original.
I will warn you, don't go for the heavy. I'll tell you the exact year at some point, but don't go for one of them because it's a crappy model.
Oh,
But there are good versions that I'll link you to.
okay, fair enough.
Also,
Yeah.
while you're getting him a heavy arms, can get me a Sandrock, and we'll just make a whole stream of it.
Oh my
Sure.
god,
I-
yes.
That sounds like an excellent extra day of streaming.
Yeah.
Just all of us building. God,
That sounds like a
Right now,
dedicated
of the original
Wednesday.
Gundam, I've got Death Scythe, heavy arms, Tall Geese, Wing Zero, and I'm working on getting the other ones.
I only ever built Death Scythe, the original, not the Hell, and
I really want the hell.
the original Wing Gundam.
Yeah,
I never had Wing Zero.
Master Grade Death Scythe Hell, $250. Probably get it next month or so.
Nice.
Awesome.
Melissa,
Yeah. I'm
you ready
here.
to kill some shit tonight?
Yes. Very, very ready for an excellent game of Dungeons and or Dragons. The week was long. Happy to be doing this tonight.
I love it. My wife would concur that it's been a very long week and then a very long weekend because I
Yes.
wasn't here helping. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it. So, yeah, I think it's probably time we can jump into things. I think so. Nobody sounds like bees anymore. We're
Do we have
good.
to do the introduction roll still?
The introduction roll.
That's what we're about to do, Dingus.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh.
Bees are
And-
coming back.
And then the bees are back.
This is a quality operation.
Nothing but the best.
Roll that
I
footage.
promise that it is not a sweatshop full of bees and they are not retaliating against us. I promise. The bees are being adequately compensated for their bee work.
If I go bees again.
We'll let
Welcome
you-
back, everybody.
Hi.
Quill is no longer. Quill has been relieved of his duties as the foreman of the bees, as they appear to be rebelling against his iron fist of justice.
Little known fact, Melissa actually means honeybee. So I used to, claim
Wait,
that the
what?
bees were. Yeah,
Pause. What?
yeah. Melissa's a Greek name. It means honeybee. There's a whole myth that goes along with it.
I actually did not know that.
No, I'm learning something new today.
My name means supplicant to the throne.
My name means something to do with mac and cheese.
I like it.
Apparently, to have the life of Riley is to have a good life in Irish.
Well,
Huh.
now we know these names mean nothing. David means beloved.
I
It
lied.
does. That is my middle name, sir.
My name is actually a call out to my father because it means child of the wise leader.
I like it.
So, hey, Dad, if you're
Speaking of
watching.
wise leaders, Dern is about to lead everybody to the waterfall.
I like it.
Awesome.
So, you know what? I think Hoots is the appropriate person to give us our callback, because I seemingly recall last episode Hoots was not terribly impressed with the actions of his friends, and I want to hear how Hoots' take on this is going.
Well, first of all, Hoots got to see real life velociraptors just like Jurassic Park, and that was pretty great. Turns out velociraptors suck.
You know, I gotta stop you. So in the Lost World,
Yeah.
that little thing on the beach where the little tiny dinosaurs eat that kid,
Yeah.
that is exactly what I expected to happen to Hoots.
Yeah.
Hashtag spoilers.
Hashtag watch movies from 25 years ago.
Hashtag Croc Bite Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one, that sucked, but two, he's going to probably set up alarm and not let anyone take watch going forward.
Sorry, 15 years ago. I apologize.
Yeah, he's just gonna set up alarm and tell everyone to go to bed and not talk to the wildlife because somebody, and Hoots isn't gonna name names, lured a couple of angry cats, and Hoots isn't gonna name names, into our camp, and they made him have a very bad day, and Hoots isn't gonna name names. But
I'm going to name my own name here in defense and say that they were already purring at the perimeter. If anything, I threw them food to like turn them away from us.
how'd that go? So Hoots is probably in quite the foul mood.
I'm
But
sorry, but you're an owl.
Sleep.
You
Just a pet.
you don't match in the foul sort of genus. So technically, you're in an owl mood, if anything, but you're always in an owl mood because you're an owlin. So nothing's really changed. So I don't feel like I've done anything wrong.
okay, fine, he's in a. Oh man.
It's an Avis. He's an Avis, not a fowl. For a class.
And Avis doesn't. What? You're in a shipping truck mood.
Well, there's technically also Strix is a genus of owl.
Yeah. So I could be an elite set of gaming hardware.
You are kind of Strix actually with the things that I do.
Interesting tidbit. Also on the speaking of velociraptors in the Lost World, the necromancer from Jurassic Park, John Hammond, Richard Attenborough, is related to David Attenborough. They're brothers who does the Planet Earth stuff. So you've got a necromancer, and then you've got a lich who will never die, and because his phylactery is the planet.
You're not wrong.
Am I?
He'll just
Wait,
be reborn
Why
in
else would he
300
defend
years.
the planet so harsh, like so fiercely, if it wasn't his phylactery? Come on now, we can see what's going on. Anyways, Hoots, I apologize.
No, you've about summed it up. We were wandering towards a waterfall, which sounds like an interesting way to get very damp. Not that we aren't already.
Indeed.
All right.
So
We are
after
on search to solve the riddle of Dern Rupa's vision.
That's a
It'll be
thing.
fun.
You broke camp. You walked away from the Moorbounders.
Corpses.
Darren?
We go forward to the lakes, to the waterfall. It has to be where my vision has come true.
And with the
Dern
proclamation of the gods, we're on a mission from Gad. And you see Dern like
Yeah.
put on his black sunglasses and his fedora and start walking forward.
And all of a sudden, he's in a three-piece suit. Yeah.
Yep. Half a pack of cigarettes
Yep.
ejecting from his pocket.
Agnes comes up beside Dern. He's like, vision from Titamat, right?
Maybe. I to be honest, it's a bit cloudy, but I have pledged myself to the dragons, so this must be from the five-headed holy dragon, Titamat.
Anybody who's like a hardcore D&D follower who comes into this and hears this is
Yes,
gonna
it's
get
gonna
so
be.
mad at the mispronunciation, not knowing it's intentional.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep, 100%. And to them, I apologize only slightly.
Yeah.
I'm not on your shoulders right now, by the way. I'm kind of trailing at the back of the group, looking a little sad
Why is Quill
Alright.
sad, buddy?
because he just wanted to make some friends with some bigger cats that turned out to be beast cats that wanted to eat everybody. And now he feels a little bad.
Dern is a little bit straightforward right now, so he's not really paying attention because he's just moving forward.
No, that's fine.
So he does it, but he's leading the group towards the waterfall because every adventurer knows if there's a waterfall, there's a cave behind the waterfall. Every adventurer knows. At least that's what the Paladin School has taught him.
Okay.
That if something seems obvious, there must be something behind it.
I want to say that the Paladin handbook that you were given probably came from years of like people that watched pulp adventure movies.
Oh,
When it's like, and obviously there will be a dry torch waiting in a sconce made out of a human skull immediately there for me, and the appropriate rock for me to strike against, so I now have the appropriate light for my cinematic universe.
yes. That is how it is done.
I'm not gonna
There's
lie, but
no other way.
there might be some of this tropey shit going forward because it's expected.
Because we don't pack for our adventures. We hope
What-
the equipment finds us.
Yeah. I will say,
We're fairly
Hoots, you are fully healed, by the way.
Yep.
You could hit the long rest button on your sheet.
I
It was
already
still
have.
showing at 17 hit points.
Oh, I only have 17 hit points.
Sorry, 6 of 17.
Oh.
Allow me to.
Dern rallies his fellow team members forward.
Forgot I didn't take any damage last time.
Like a good
Meanwhile-
ranger.
Dern just got shit kicked.
Let's be fair. Your job is to shoot things from a distance and use Goodberry effectively to get everybody up after the fact if they didn't have the sense to stay alive.
And on that note, I have no good berries. I had no spells left. There are no good berries.
All right. Quill, did you have any spells left from yesterday?
Oh, I only used Zephyr Strike once. You're right.
You did.
Yes, so before I went to bed, then I made some good berries.
Okay.
Why
So
didn't I
you-
use Zephyr Strike twice?
I
Whatever.
don't know. You are turning into bees again, though. You got to split cable somewhere. Something needs murdering with an axe, but it'll be okay. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
So you walked out to the bottom of the mortal lakes, and you pointed thusly, and
Well,
sallied forth.
To be honest, Dern is just going off a feeling. Obviously, he's going off a feeling. Yeah. I mean, there's no other things to do.
Mm-hmm. So we'll just jump you in here, right down. So I've made a little "you are here" marker for the audience's sake.
Oh, that's nice.
And for all intents and purposes, you guys are about here or so,
Oh,
give
wonderful.
or take, walking up and along. The waterfall that you would see is about here. And I'll just move the little marker towards the waterfall, as that's where you guys roughly are. So you skirt along the river, and again, I'm going to give you something a little more fitting than woodland campsite ambience that we were listening to during our
Ooh,
Wednesday stream.
frogs.
Yeah. So
Ooh, and a little eerie. Ooh.
all around, it is just like amphibians, insects. You see some chittering mammals, like rodents of unusual size, just like skirting around the lake and just eating massively overgrown bugs. If bugs were your thing, this is the place.
Agnes just keeps looking at the bugs and then looking at the jars and then looking at the bugs and going, I need bigger jars.
I need bigger jars. Gonna need a bigger boat.
Dern is looking back to the group and smacking a couple of the big bugs when they come close, kind of thing like that.
I am just
Unless
going
it's
to...
combat per big bug, I swipe.
That's fair. Yeah. Just kind of like keeping them out of, keeping them at bay. They're not directly attacking you. They're just like,
No.
there's a lot more of those little white like praying mantises that are just like, yeah, motherfucker.
It's kind of like they're crab raving while not crab raving.
Yeah, they're literally just like flicking out their claws, and unlike an actual praying mantis with the claws down, they're kind of sideways.
Okay.
And if you've ever seen like deep sea crustaceans, how they kind of like flip out and then they've got that like little wispy tongue that comes out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Similar sort of deal there.
I just kind of go away.
Yeah, they're catching smaller bugs and doing their thing.
Cool.
They stay away.
That's fantastic. Because I am kind of
A big deal.
leading the group. Well, yeah, it's kind of a big deal. But I'm going to try, I guess, as we're kind of going along, using my divine sense a little bit.
Now, the range on divine sense isn't huge.
No, it's not huge. But I have 2 uses of it.
Yep.
So, I guess when we get closest to the lake, I'm going to use it.
Okay.
And then once we get closer to the waterfall, I'll use it.
Okay. So as you break camp and approach to the lake, and you see, and again, it's the smell is a little off. Like you get kind of an irony metallic sort of twinge to your nose.
Which
And
I
Quill,
think...
Quill just kind of like bristles up at it. Like you guys expected this. You've been to this portion before.
Mhm.
But as you open yourself up and you just take everything in for a moment, you feel for those celestials and fae and fiend and undead. Nothing comes across your senses.
Okay. I'm going to save that extra
Except
one.
for Quill. Murder! No.
Can you hear Quill now?
You are still bees, but yes.
So with all that happening, Dern kind of points towards the waterfall and goes, "This is where I believe my vision has taken us."
Agnes wants to look around for a way to clamber up the rocks, which we assume pile up on either side, looking for a way to get up beside the waterfall.
As you work your way along the lake, the lower lake, that waterfall is about 1 kilometer off or so. So just walking along, swatting at insects. On the far side of the lake, again, there are megafauna out there. Like frogs bigger than Agnes. Just hanging out. Maybe some ideas for later.
Let it be known that Agnes prepared to speak with animals today. Because there are giant frogs outside.
That's fair.
Sup?
As you get closer, the waterfall itself is only maybe 10 feet.
Right.
Right? Between the two. Almost like at one point, maybe this was, it's like a whole lake of its own. And then, things shift and move.
Right.
Are
It
there
is.
bees at the waterfall?
I hear no
Nope.
bees at the waterfall.
No
Good.
bees currently at the waterfall.
It will take an athletics check to scale, but it is a relatively minor one. So
Okay.
go ahead for it, guys.
That's a 21.
I'm a climb. You said that's a what? Acrobatics or
Athletics.
Ooh, double 21 on Agnes.
Quill is having a bad. Hoots, are you just gonna like?
I'm just gonna
Oops.
fly. Why would I climb?
That is a good point.
Oh,
Well made.
that seems like a lot of hard work you guys are doing. I'll see you at the top.
Quill is having an arguably obvious hard time, so Quill is going to latch on to Dern.
Fair.
So Quill falls based on the athletics check that you rolled of a 6.
Can I roll Dex to grab onto Dern?
Everybody's started climbing. It's a 10-foot fall. So a single die of falling damage on this, which I rolled a 6. So we say Quill's like, you get up, like Dern basically like reaches back down and gets you up the thing after seeing that you've struggled. So it's not a barrier to passage. But
No.
I feel like you said that Quill was kind of like moping behind a little bit and was feeling maybe a little sheepish. And I feel like maybe he's he lost his footing, or he wasn't like face forward paying attention to it.
Yes. Fall
Oh.
damage D&D is broken.
Bees. You want to switch to your webcam mic, sir, or a headset? If you have. Because you are bees again.
How's that audio?
Better than bees.
But is it bad?
It's doable for tonight.
Audience in chat, how do I sound?
Oh,
I'm
we're
hearing you
on it-
through OBS. Like
We're
it's
on
not,
an
it's not
ad
too bad.
right now for me, so they
Yeah.
might not hear you yet.
I'm only hearing you through OBS, so I'm only hearing what the audience hears, and it sounds all right. I can boost you up a little bit.
What the frig is wrong with my mic?
You have a bad cable somewhere. It could be your USB cable that's connecting up, given that it's so intermittent. There we go.
All right.
I boosted you up a little bit. Give me another heyo.
Heyo, how's it going? Having a day.
Having a day. You are boosted up and good. You are no longer clipping.
Okie doke.
So
All right. So, as Quill falls, Dern does reach down, grab him, and pull him up and go, Quill, friend, you seem to be a little lost in the clouds. Let's bring you up to the clouds to help you out.
Boo.
As you scale this waterfall and you look up, you see where the trouble lie. And Hoots, you probably see it first because you're just like Mario jumping your way up like a flying Koopa. And this lake is like fetid and black and swamp. Like you see bubbles and gas pockets erupting out of this place. There's black ribbony looking seaweed like growths underneath the water, and everything just looks like a dump. There are far off in the distance, so if you look at the map, you guys are roughly where the token is. Over in this section where it says lakes, I'll just move you over actually. Right about here, you see stones, buildings, something over that way.
Stone buildings?
Ruins of some kind.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from where you're at here. But it looks like something happened to this lake, and it's been slowly feeding down into the lower lake and slowly changing the ecosystem.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I fistful 6 good berries.
Okay. That is fair. You have
Um,
4 remaining, I believe.
Dern, as he gets up to the top, starts looking around and goes, "This does not seem like a proper lake feed."
Looks more like a slough, if I'm honest with you.
Quill kind of pops up and he goes, I didn't do this, did I?
Agnes gets up and takes a look around and goes, "No, Quill, I don't think angering a couple of cats turned the water into a slough. Um, you are not to blame. And Quill, I think you're being awful hard on yourself. When I first started getting to know the animals around the grove, they didn't always like me either. That didn't mean that I was doing anything wrong. It just meant that I was singing the wrong song. So maybe if you just change the way you approach them next time, maybe next time they won't try to eat us and they'll instead try to eat the food you leave them."
I suppose. Yeah, okay. Well,
I'm sorry we weren't able to keep them alive, though. They were just really, really trying to kill Hoots.
no, it's fine. They kind of deserve to die, but it's. Well, I wanted friends, and then they attacked my current friends, which means they weren't friends anymore. And if one thing I've learned, if they're not friends, then they don't really matter. I should note, sorry, because I kind of noticed look at Dern's face, Mr. Like High and Mighty. I should note, I don't mean like anybody, but like things that attack you, typically, if they're going to attack you, they're going to attack other people. So you should probably disembowel them so they don't attack other people.
Dern goes, "Yes, we have to make sure that we protect the good people of this world."
Yeah, and like people and other beings like myself and Hoots and
Good is awful subjective.
Quill just...
no, I said people and other beings like
Oh, okay. I was going to say, did you just call yourself people for the first time?
no, Will does not think of himself as people.
I was just saying. That's why it stood out.
Good is awful subjective,
do
Dern.
I-
I mean, look around at this swamp. It is a perfectly good swamp. It is not in a perfectly good position.
There is nothing alive up here.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
will point out.
As-
This place is sucks.
I'm going to roll a perception
Yeah,
I would
Dern
also
goes,
for a dirty 20.
For a dirty 20. I'd also like nature checks from anyone who's proficient in nature.
14.
That would probably just be Agnes then. So we'll go with Quill first. So
My
Quill,
apologies, I misunderstood your description of this place.
So Quill, looking around, it is dark. Your nose wrinkles something fierce as soon as you get here. It is humid, way more humid than it was down below, which is weird because you're like only up a little ways further. It's like hitting a cloud line or going through the cloud cover if you're familiar with elevation stuff.
Yes.
So it kind of like it feels oily on your fur, just being around this place.
Now
And
you know what
there's-
Dern feels like.
There's bubbles coming up, so there's gas of some kind inside the lake. There's something living there. That's how bacteria works.
Dern just turns to Agnes and goes, "Yes, this seems like a perfectly good swamp."
There's a crazy Scotsman booting his way out of an outhouse just off the side to All Star. It's a perfectly fine swamp.
Can I roll to see if I notice any boulders?
You rolled a really high perception. Looking for boulders.
Yeah.
So on the far side of the lake, where the mountain range is, there are quite a few large boulders.
I point over to the boulder and go, "That's a nice boulder." You had no idea where I was going with that, but I was just going with your Shrek joke.
Yeah, that's fair. That is totally fair.
Appreciate it.
As you use your keen kitty senses from atop a Dern, and kind of scan around. Yeah, you see a couple of things.
What do your
Um,
kitty eyes see?
Over on this far side of the lake, just over where I'm pinging here, you see white stones, some columns, but they're squared off, and like there's no straight lines in nature, right? Or very rarely. And these are, it looks like the remnants of buildings, some kind of stonework catches your eyes.
Is it right on the edge of the water?
It's very close. Yeah.
Does it look like the ground had given away or something, like Atlantis style, and now it's under?
We're talking 600-700 feet,
Ah, okay.
like a ways down across the lake. You're gonna have to either circumvent
Yeah.
the lake and follow along through here,
Yeah.
What else?
or or go straight through. That's your call. Looking at the water and just like maybe poking with a stick. It's got like it sinks down pretty low. It looks like it's deep enough to swim, but not shallow enough to wade. If you guys were to enter it,
Is there like a dock with boats anywhere?
no,
Okay.
no, this place has returned to wilds.
Okay. I think it's gonna be circumventing time.
I kind of pipe up and I go, there's and you said everything's pretty dark and mangy here.
Yeah, the water is murky.
Okay.
The trees look closer. You remember the dark woods, the west woods that you guys were in?
Yeah.
A little more of that. So everything's a little bit darker, a little gloomier, as though something here is tainting this place.
Okay. I kind of pipe up and I go, everything kind of looks a bit like muck, like everything. But I suppose if there was going to be something we should go to, and I kind of point in the distance towards the little white stones, I go, there's some clean-looking stones over there. They look white and like square.
Dern nods and goes, "Yes."
Sorry,
Yeah.
really quickly, about how far away were they again?
600 feet.
Yeah, I say 600, but like a sizable difference or distance away from Quill, like across the lake on a far shore.
Okay.
From where you guys are at. So, for where the token is on the map right now, the point that you're heading to is about here. So, from the top, just kind of circumventing down south to here.
Opposite side of the lake, so assuming we don't go that way, but like across, I understand we'd have to cross like where the waterfall bit is.
There you go.
So on this side, do we see anything?
Up into the mountains, boulders, plenty of boulders. Not so much for like civilization or open caves. Certainly no movement or creatures.
Okay. Then I think Dern says to the group that we need to start circumventing. Because Dern doesn't, A, want to get his armor that mucky, and B, that's going to be hell to get off his scales.
I'm going to pick up some rocks.
Yep.
And I'm going to throw them into the water.
And
Ooh.
a couple of them like sink as though it were water, and a few more just like kind of like skid a little bit into some scum and slowly start sinking down.
Is there any reaction to these stones hitting the water?
Little farts come up.
I go, well, I suppose that there could be something farting under the water. But if that's not the case, then I think that the lake might be just kind of dirty. And we shouldn't go through it, but I don't think anything's going to like tentacle out at us or anything. So I think Doris right, we should go around the edge.
What did I get with my nature check?
So, this is essentially clocking to you like a cattle dugout.
Okay.
There's nothing clean feeding this. There's nothing living in here that's circling bacteria back. right? Like you need an ecosystem for things to actually exist in nature. And like touching the water and feeling it, it's got a slick sort of sheen to it, as though something's getting into it. It could be poop. It could be any number of things, right?
Agnes is very interested in the spot where the waterfall connects down into the next level of the Mortal Lakes,
Yeah.
and like having not seen this level, like watching what gets left behind versus what's coming out, and she's taking a very like detailed approach view of like this is not moving out as fast as it's compiling up here.
So looking at the waterfall, because you guys are basically just like standing around the area where the waterfall is, and it's a lot of like white silica looking sand, and you feel it, and you're like, this is sandstone, which is super weird because sandstone doesn't form in mountain lakes. It forms with salt water and crustaceans.
Can I, after having Quill note the white towers across the way, if I'm holding it in my hand, a pile, like some of the sand in my hand, reasonably, I'm deducing that this might be coming from those towers across the way, considering that they are white.
Well, it's a hard sell. Like you're looking at it. So limestone originates near seawater,
Yeah.
right? Or in places that have a large concentration of foraminifera, which are like little bacteria that, or little like kelp-like things that make sandstone. And as you're like kind of piecing through, and like the top of the waterfall is absolutely acting as a natural sort of filter, and you can see that it's what's causing the alkaline nature of the lake below. It's absolutely, the salt is coming from here and working its way down below. But where's saltwater coming?
Which
And you
could
see coral. It looks kind of like coral underneath, not coral, but coral.
Carl.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it clear?
It's reasonably clear. Yeah. It's not annoying or anything.
What was better, before or now?
Not sure to compare, but it sounds all right now.
What about now? How am I doing now?
You sound very echoey.
So this is better?
This is better, yeah. I just have to adjust your volume if you're going to stay on that mic.
I guess I'll have to if you want good audio.
Okie dokie. I'll just bump you a little bit. There we go. Which is, again, weird, because coral exists predominantly with seawater, not with lake water. So there's some kind of interaction here where somehow there's salt water getting into this place.
So Agnes is going to stand up and wipe her hands off and say, take it back, bad swamp. Yep, sometimes things are bad swamp. This is weird. It's really weird. Yeah, let's go around the lake.
Considering where Hoots grew up on Earth, would he recognize this as anything similar to that region?
It does not have any kind of a colorful sheen that you would normally see in naturally occurring alkaline ponds.
Okay.
This is straight up a salty lake for
So-
some reason.
I'm good at knowing the area and
Reasonably.
places
Yeah.
I've been. 'Cause I have an excellent memory for maps and geography. Would I know of a saltwater source anywhere nearby?
No.
Like I wouldn't know, or there isn't one?
There isn't one. The ocean is a ways away.
Okay.
You guys are like smack dab in the middle of Saskatchewan, away from an ocean, for all intents and purposes.
All right.
Okay.
I feel like, sorry.
There you go.
I feel like Quill and Agnes, like because we both have this wanderer ability, I would kind of like wander up to Quill and go, "There's salt
Wander.
water." We'll wander up, gonna wander up and be like, "There's salt water in the lake. There's no salt water."
No, there's no salt water around here. The only thing I could think of was if like there was a merchant and he had a ton of salt and he crashed.
Was there an old trade route up here? I haven't heard anybody talking about that.
But I know if there's an old trade route up here.
And yes, there is technically a saltwater lake in Saskatchewan. It's super buoyant. It's a super fun time.
Dern has already started walking down around the lake.
Dirt's like, bored now.
We have to find the source of this problem. And
Yeah.
just starts walking.
So, as you guys do your investigation, you start circumnavigating the lake. It is fetid. It is overgrown. The root clusters and just like natural plant life that exists around the lake has taken a dark, sort of gnarled twist to it. It's like walking through duck poop the entire way, where you just like you sink 3/4 of the way past your shoes and keep going.
I'm sorry, where have you walked where there's that much duck poop?
You ever been to Grave Lake in BC? It's a thing. Totally a thing. But yeah, as you go to circumnavigate the lake, there's this thick mist that kind of settles up in this plateau, and it's challenging to see more than simple shapes as you kind of work your way around the lake. You see that the ruins off in the distance, and like the occasional movement from way off east of where you guys came from, of giant toads and frogs just fucking around, but nothing like coming at you. As you get further away from the waterfall, though, Quill and Agnes, you have the highest passive perceptions.
Correct.
You both notice down in the water
Mm-hmm.
these small black creatures about this long. They look kind of like minnows, but you get like a say like Quill or Agnes missteps and your foot goes into the water a little bit, and it sticks to the side of your boot or your ankle bracer, and you pull it off, and it's a leech. It looks like a leech, except they've got circular mouths with rows and rows and rows of razor-looking teeth. So think like the worms from Dune, but micro. Itty bitty worms.
I'm gonna kind of like speak up real quick and be like, so from the last 24 hours, something I've learned is that sometimes things you think are small are really big. So don't get one of these stuck to you because it could turn out to be really big.
This is fascinating. You have so many more teeth than I do.
Puts
Toss
it in
back.
jar.
Is it going in a jar?
No,
Okay.
I'm not carrying water from this lake anywhere with me.
Okay. And Agnes and Hoots, you guys have absolutely seen leeches before. These look like meth leeches.
Ugh. I hate
No,
that
they
idea.
have too many. They have too many teeth for that. These are bath salt leeches.
Leech on drugs.
Salt leeches. Oh.
Once, I've only been in Naylore for like 2 months now, but I swear, no one wants you to go in the water. All I want is a beach vacation, and everyone just keeps telling me to stay out of the water. And every time I go near water, stuff like this happens.
Pretty sure I saw leeches just like this hanging out in the bars of some of the towns I flew into.
Quill kind of pipes up and goes, so you have seen giant leeches then?
Yeah, you could call them that. People asked us not to, but you know.
So hold on. Why would they tell you not to call them leeches if they're leeches?
There's different types of leeches, you see, Quill. There's leeches like these things, and there's leeches where it's a metaphor for.
What's the metaphor?
Yes, what is a metaphor? You promised me in my reading lessons
You
we
know,
would talk about
Facebook has been
metaphors.
trying to answer that for a while now.
Teach. party without metaphors.
I like it.
Listen, we'll teach you one day. How about that? Basically what you need to know is sometimes some things can be compared to other things indirectly, and usually it's an insult. Sometimes it's not, but in this case, it's an insult.
Okay, well, that's not very nice, I suppose. I don't want to be anyone's metaphor.
You know, that's not a bad rule of thumb. Think about it.
Oh, that was.
Y'all forget, I am essentially a child.
No, but
We do not for 1 minute forget.
So
You're in danger.
does the lake smell? By the way,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
assuming.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming it
it's-
smells awful, but
It smells like a rancher's dugout.
yeah.
That he put it in intending to fill it with trout, and it's a watering hole. It is a
Cool.
cesspool.
Quill noticing that like he's able to handle it, but he's not sure about Lou. He takes part of one of his wraps around his wrist and he cuts up a tiny little triangle, and he ties a little bandana around Lou's little stuffed animal face.
And Lou is like nonplussed by the whole event.
I mean, he's made of fur fluff.
Dern is like breathing frost in front of his face just to freeze the air before it reaches his nose, so he gets a bit of mint added to.
So
For
Dern brushes his teeth every night. You have to know that that's part of his ritual. He brushes his teeth every night and every morning as soon as somebody told him about toothpaste.
I like it. Because you too can have minty fresh breath.
Yes.
Minty dragon breath. I like it. Hoots, you were gonna say something?
as we're walking around, like you said, it was very like dingy and dark and everything.
It's somewhat oppressive because you've got the tall, thin trees that really grow densely together.
Yeah.
Despite being the middle of the day, it's kind of shadowed where you guys are at.
Hoots is going to just kind of like over the center of the lake, kind of like a flare arc. He's
Yep.
actually gonna cast Firebolt. Just like some yeah, basically it's just like the kind of like off into the distance to get kind of like a little bit, and it's no less like he's trying to get more light, like obviously there's enough to see. It's
Mhm.
more kind of a curiosity if anything happens.
You guys see it kind of like burn through the mist, up and over this fetid lake, and it just kind of like you see the glow of it, and then the glow just kind of like dissipates as it reaches its maximum effective range. It's like high beams in a snowstorm, essentially. Your visibility on it cuts short really, really quick.
How
So-
am I sorry, am I closer to these white stones now?
Yeah, you guys have been slowly like circumnavigating the lake in their direction at this point.
Does it look like the land has fallen away Atlantis style yet?
As you get close, roll me an investigation check, everybody.
Investigation.
Dern is busy. Quill and Agnes are probably focused on a lot. You're like, I feel like Quill has made an assumption about something and is like just fixated on it. It's like, yep, was totally a city. Probably not here anymore. Case closed. There's literally nothing more to do here.
Dern is very, very, very interested in just getting there. Like he is just slogging through, just trying to get everybody moving. Been like, yes, yes, fire in the sky, looks great, wonderful. Let's go. Destiny.
Hoots, as you guys start coming upon some of these stone pieces, it looks like it's cut stone. Somebody did this with tools. You've seen right around in town. Some buildings are done without tools and were erected with magic instead. And almost everything has a much smoother appearance to it. Not so many edges, right? If a building is round and you can't see where the seams are, they probably did it with magic. This looks like it was done with tools. Again, this is all limestone. They're all limestone buildings. And
So
I
there
say
are-
building with the loosest of terms because it's like fucking rocks piled over in general rectangular shapes.
Is there
Okay.
any other limestone around, or is it just these buildings?
It's mostly just these buildings from what you can see.
So somebody had to drag. This is like hoots to like everyone else. Like, so someone had to drag these rocks up here. This doesn't come from around here. And the lake's all gross and dirty.
Mm-hmm.
And now, Quill, you were saying there's no trade routes, no supplies, no nothing that runs up here?
No, there's not really much of anything, and I didn't see any like stone dragging marks anywhere.
But
Well,
Let's get
you're kind of smart. How old do they look? Like, is it like new stone, old stone, or new stone made to look like old stone?
would Hoots be able to ascertain that?
Are you of proficience in mason's tools by chance? Is that a study that you have? No.
No.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Sorry, I'm pushing the wrong buttons.
That's fine. How dare you push the wrong button, sir?
God damn it, go away. Sorry, just straight intelligence?
I will never go away.
That was a saving throw, but I can take the roll.
Oh, whoops. Yeah. I clicked the wrong button.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're having a hard time telling. Like,
yeah.
you're not really sure if it's like it's definitely limestone and it was
Yeah.
definitely carved and it looks like it's been here a while, like it's eroded out. But whether somebody put it here as a trick is beyond your ken.
When we were back in town and we were asking about this area, no one ever said anything like "Don't go near Mortal Lake" or anything. They just said that people fished along the river.
Some people said don't go in the woods near Mortal Lake.
Yeah, but don't go to Mortal Lake.
Yep. There's a bunch of dangerous shit in the woods, is what they said. Nobody goes up that way.
Now,
Bunch of people disappeared about 30 years ago, going way up there, huh?
now
like-
there's two questions that's piquing Riley's mind. Probably not Dern's mind.
What's piquing Riley's mind?
Piquing
free.
Riley's mind is this is a waterfall. Where's the source?
Oh, this lake is feeding into the lower lake and just
Yeah.
like slowly like feeding down.
So it's mostly just from rain, etc., things like that, that's filling up this lake, kind of thing.
Elevation, perhaps.
So then,
Yeah.
why isn't
Cook
the
Mountain
waterfall?
Springs.
Why isn't the waterfall all mucky?
It kind of is, but Agnes figured that out. There's a bunch of
Filtering kind of
yeah.
rocks and stuff like that. But the other thing that's kind of questioning, that Riley's questioning, not Dern, because Dern's probably too focused on let's get to these pillars, let's get to this formation. But just the just the like what is causing all this crap? Is it actually coming from this stone building?
Yeah. So Dern, looking around, you see a couple of things.
Okay.
You see the remnants of old buildings made out of stone.
Mm-hmm.
Some are like knee high. There are a couple of pillars that look like they've been pushed over, and little bits of the buildings, to Quill's benefit, are actually protruding from the water, as though
Okay.
maybe there was something here and the water level shifted, or maybe it sank or something. There's no full-fledged, like, there's a building to enter here or anything
Okay.
like that. This looks like the remnant of an old building used for something, or encampment, temple. It's hard to say, right? It all seems to be made out of stone. You don't see any iconography or anything carved into any of the stones anywhere.
There's nothing.
I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Are you doing it as a ritual or with your...
Yeah, I'll cast it as a if.
Take the
Sorry,
time.
I didn't move it at all. Weird. Yeah, so I'm just gonna say to my friends, be like, hey, if I could have a few minutes, I'm gonna see if there's anything magical around here, because everything seems pretty dead.
And
Before Agnes does that,
there's something foul here.
well, I have cartographer's tools, and I'm
Yep.
trying to figure out if I can kind of trace out the area and figure out if there was some kind of landslide or something that like would like from like the map we have to what we physically walked along, trying to see if I can figure out if the water level has risen or if like.
And I will say this, you don't have a physical map of this area. It is
Oh.
strictly for the player's benefits. So you can kind of roughly have an idea.
Okay, never mind.
But to Hoots's abilities, you absolutely have the ability to say, go up and be like, all right, what were we expecting? What makes sense here? Roll me a perception check. It is pretty misty, so it'll be at disadvantage. That looks like an 8, my friend.
That is an 8.
Oh.
So as you go up, a couple of things kind of pique your interest. Like the mist seems natural. Like you spend enough time in the sky that it doesn't seem like tricksy or supernatural in any way, shape, or form. Like this is what you would expect around the elevation you guys are at. Around this lake, there's a pretty steep mountain range to the north of the lake and to the west of the lake, and all along flowing east on the northern side of where this water is. And you're like, all right, well, mountain springs exist. Springs feed into mountain lakes all the time. It happens. Doesn't explain why it's so salty or why there's stuff in it that should only appear in the oceans, from what Agnes was saying. That seems a little weird. And the limestone being here seems a little weird, unless it came from here. But you see more evidence of like white stone in the hills, like closer to the northern end of the lake as well, but just like natural veins and deposits, as though it came from this place, even though it really shouldn't. And as you kind of circle down, on the mountain to the west of where your friends are, just over here, you see something a slightly different color from the mist. It looks like this black smoke lazily just like rising up from somewhere in that hill.
Campfire smoke or something else?
Looks like fire smoke,
Not campfire, but something's on fire.
yeah. It's black smoke. Looks a little greasy. And it's just sort of like wisping off. It doesn't look huge. Campfire or something.
Yeah. But yeah.
Not a forest fire.
No, we don't have to call Smokey. There's a fire slightly up the mountain from us.
Yeah.
Now, Quill, you said nobody comes up here, right?
No. I asked a question if anyone did, and I was told no.
Well, This
People
doesn't-
people at the bar said that people don't really come up here very much.
Yeah, and there's also some. There's more stone like this on the north side, and there shouldn't be.
That makes sense. There's not really any way for it to get here. It's a heavy stone to carry.
I
What
don't
are you
know.
What are you saying?
Well, somebody had to bring these rocks here.
I could use magic.
Yeah, but bringing this much rock, even with magic, seems like a tall order unless you had some kind of portal.
Can James, I spent time living with giants. Do any of these tool marks look like they'd be larger tool marks or more human-sized tools?
Roll me an intelligence check. Just straight int. You know, age has kind of taken this. Quill's best guess, based on the size of the buildings here, and just like the way things are laid out, these buildings don't look like they would be sized for giants. They look like they would be sized for people,
Okay, I look to Hoots and I go, well,
medium people.
yeah. I look to Hoots and I go, well, the good news is, I don't think they're giants. No context what I'm talking about. I just kind of look at you and say, I don't think they're giants.
Thank you, Quill.
You're welcome.
How about that magic?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Detect magic. 10 minutes?
it's going to take me 10 minutes, but I think it could be a good idea,
All right.
especially given the smoke.
Mm-hmm. Well, she...
So, go ahead.
Is there any buildings to enter, or are they all just kind of like open roofed, kind of nothing going
Yeah.
on?
There is nothing still existing more than waist high at this place.
Okay.
You've got probably like from the sky, Hoots would be able to survey this easier. To say that there was probably a larger structure, most of which got consumed into the water, just on the general outline of where things are situated.
So it wasn't so much the land gave way; it was more so it tumbled in and did its thing.
Maybe, yeah. Or the lake got bigger than they expected, or maybe this was built over top of where the lake was. It's hard to say based
Oh.
on what you guys have.
I didn't even think about the fact that the lake could have shrunk, and this could have at one point been the center of the lake.
Or something. Yeah.
Can I go into one of the ruins?
Yeah, that's exactly where you guys are at right now. Is just
we're
like
kind of just looking around.
Durin's like leaning against one of them in
Yeah.
deep
But can I like
contemplation.
go into what would look like it would be a room?
Yeah.
Is there like a flooring, or is the flooring all just gone?
There's no flooring left. It looks like that's all been reclaimed to nature. The primary walls still kind of... The big cut stone is still present.
Well, she's doing her spell. I'm gonna dig with my
Okay.
hands.
And
Using your powerful kitty hands.
while that's happening, while these two are doing their preps, their setups,
Well, I'm not
Durin's going to
prepping.
try to communicate with his god.
Okay. I'm going to get you to roll me a religion check, and we'll do Quill first. So, Quill, you enter into one of these ruins, and you start digging your way down. Roll me an investigation check, Quill.
Investigation.
You're physically investigating a thing.
21.
That's 21. Pretty good. You're digging your way through, and you get to like a little hole that's like 2 or 3 feet deep, and then try and do a different corner, and try and do a different corner, and eventually you come across something relatively solid, and you kind of like pull the grass out or the ground out from around it, and it looks like pottery of some kind, like clay pottery. Just kind of a painted enamel, blue and red. It has a picture of like waves enameled into the side of it. It's broken, so it's just a piece that you pull out of the ground.
There's not all the pieces there. It's just a single kind of like.
It looks like it probably fell, shattered, and then was reclaimed by the earth.
Okay.
But like, yeah, as you pull, you get like a few pieces together that you can put away. It works out to an earthenware sort of.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take
container.
the couple pieces I found. I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna hold on to them for a second in case they glow with her detect magic spell.
Yeah.
But at one point, I will put them into my bag.
Sure. Agnes, as you finish tracing the lines and you see the little like faint glows kind of pronounced from Agnes's freckles, and you open yourself up to nature, and you see everything. You open yourself to allow yourself to be talked to, and Hoots glows like some bitch. Just like little trinkets, like in his like breast pocket, he's got a little glowing evocation sort of thing,
Yeah.
and it tells you, it's like, I make fire. This is what I do. It's my job.
I'm a matchbox.
I'm a matchbox.
My
And
God.
his bag is like,
banana.
I hold everything.
Hoots, your inanimate objects are now my favorite NPCs.
Okay,
Because again,
here-
Agnes is just opening herself up to information.
Agnes is
question.
just
What about
drinking
my-
special tea, experiencing life.
Anything on my pottery?
No.
Okay.
And Dern?
I was about to say, does she see anything in Dern's bag?
You said it. You put it deep into your bag.
Yes.
So it's suitably contained.
Okay.
Detect magic can be blocked by like a good inch of material.
Okay.
So,
Just wondering.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
curious.
So that is safe. If you're ever super paranoid, lead boxes, lead lined boxes are there.
Yeah, but Dern's not going to think about a lead box. Bye.
No. But-
Dern's also never seen Agnes do this. I don't
No.
think.
And
so.
right now, he has his eyes closed, and he's trying to communicate with his god.
Is your puzzle box still strapped on the outside, or is it deep in your bag as well as the dragon shard?
The dragon shard's probably closer to the top because it's on his, no, it's on his person. The bag, the puzzle box is deep in the bag.
Would Agnes see the dragon shard?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you get a faint glow of. It doesn't have a school. It doesn't have a purpose. It's just I say words coming from the inanimate objects that Hoots has, but it's really more of a feeling, right? Think like the Belgariad and how wolves talk, where it's like, your name is not Steve, your name is that feeling you get when the wind touches your skin and the moon is full, and like, it's all just communicated feelings. The feeling that you get from that is potential. It could be anything. So Dern has some kind of glowy bit in like a pouch on his waist belt or inside the crook of his armor that has like magical potential to it.
Let's say it's on his armor, because otherwise we're talking about him having great potential in his waist belt.
You said it. So
Are you saying he doesn't?
I'm saying she's not.
there
going
are
to
certain
notice.
questions that we don't need answered.
Okay, so I noticed magic about my friends. What about Quill?
Quill does not appear to have anything magical about him. He's holding these two beautiful looking pieces of broken pottery. One is very sharp.
All right, and then I'm going to survey around.
As you walk, you're just kind of like opening yourself up to the land, and you don't see anything strictly magical in nature, like even coming from the water. And something kind of catches the corner of your eye, and you turn to look, and there's nothing there. And as you turn around, again, it's just off in the periphery. You don't recognize like there's nothing concrete. Like, you turn to look, and it's not there anymore.
Coming from the water or coming from the forest or
It's in the direction of the lake. It's feels like conjuration magic. Like, you went through an exercise with Antifar similar to what happened with Quill, where she had a series of coins put out in front, and they each had a different feeling and glow to them
yeah.
to kind of get you to assign a color and an attribute to it. And this comes off very yellow, very conjuration. And it's just like a fuzz at the far side of your periphery. And it seems to be there's some kind of faint conjuration magic to do with the lake. And it's near where these runes are.
Okay.
You don't feel it as you walk further up the lake or further down the lake. You only really get that feeling around here.
Agnes has spent a lot of time with Quill. Like, we both live in the Grove, and kind of walks up to Quill and is like, "It's very yellow here. Very yellow." Start muttering about conjuration magic and
I kind of go, well, usually when the water's yellow, you definitely want to stay away.
Right in the middle of a drink.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by it's yellow? Like, I saw
Like-
you doing your thing, so like there's magic in the water?
like conjuration, like just out of the, just like the. It's like having an itch behind your ear you can't quite scratch. You know, it's just kind of there.
Yeah, could you dispel it? Like go, goodbye, magic.
I can't do that. Can you do that?
No. I don't
Oh,
think
you know
so.
what? Dern has potential. Maybe Dern could do it.
Dern, you sit cross-legged, thinking about life, saying, "Look, I just need a little guidance, man. We're here. There's a rune, and there's no
Concentrating
life.
very
And this
hard.
place sucks. And I don't see any hammers anywhere. And there's nothing like a sign that says like hammers this way, like there was in that amazing shop that we found all the bells and stuff in, because there were signs there that the hammers were this way."
Oh yeah. No, and Dern spent a lot of the time at Princess Auto just looking at the hammers. just he was like, that's a big hammer. That's a
Yeah.
bigger hammer.
And somehow you need all of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
And you reach out, and you're not sure what I'm supposed to do. And you feel the wind blow against your skin scales, and it blows past you, and you're facing in the direction that you came, and you go to turn around, and it leads towards that mountain that's west of you. And as you kind of like come to this, and it's like, that's all I got is wind. And Hoots lands and is like, "There's smoke over there."
I pick up my hammer and I point it off to the smoke and go, Hoots is right. To the smoke we go. And I put the hammer on my back and I just start walking. I don't even wait for them. I just start walking.
Agnes?
Agnes, I think, would be like she wants to follow and will, but would probably stay closer to the back of the group and keep like looking over the back of her shoulder, trying to catch a glimpse of. As she gets 30 feet out from the water, she'll stop getting pings, but she's still curious and looking back to see if she sees anything, even though it wouldn't be.
It is so faint, even when you're near the rune, that yeah, as you get beyond about 30 feet of where you guys were holed up for a moment, you stop getting that feeling in your periphery.
Yeah, she still keeps looking back. She knows it's there.
And as you guys walk forward into the shadow of this mountain, and the trees are super dark, and the mist is just sort of like settling in, it is difficult for you guys to see beyond a certain distance. You have disadvantage on your perception checks due to the mist at this
Even
point.
those of us with dark vision.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with seeing
Okay.
in the dark or anything. It's
It's
obscurement.
mist.
It's like like seeing in a snowstorm. It's blowing shit in the way.
Got it.
And you see this remnant as you guys get closer of smoke drifting lazily up into the air coming from a hillside. And as you approach, you see a wide cave entrance with several large boulders set out in front, and they're nice boulders. They're very nice boulders.
Heck yes.
Eddie Murphy. At the base of each of those boulders
Boulders.
is a small
I'm sorry,
fire.
hold on. I don't mean to interrupt you, but what was that Eddie Murphy impression?
It was a bad one. Don't worry about it. That's why I said it quietly.
That's a nice boulder.
That's a nice boulder.
Continue, sorry.
I'm making waffles.
I'm making waffles. It was more just
So-
repeating the line.
Yeah. At the base of each of these boulders is a small fire where thin metal tines roast dozens of familiar looking black, slithery leech creatures.
Ugh.
Everybody roll me a perception check.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Can
15. Oh, nice.
24.
7. Can I also roll a stealth and kind of like dip out as soon as I see this?
Sure, yeah. Let's see how well you dip out with
12.
a 12.
Well, I'm also
Um,
obscured by the fog.
There is that. Versus their perceptions. They being, we'll see. You notice everybody except for Hoots notices several small sized footprints dug into the mud around here, as if plenty of small sized creatures with rodent-esque feet have been coming and going. Quill and Agnes, you notice a single set of huge sized footprints, as in the size category huge, that are twisted and impacting at kind of odd angles in the mud, and they're going north away from this cave.
So we're seeing rodent, but like not small size rodent feet.
Medium-sized rodent feet.
Do I pick up these as being giant again?
No.
I kind of look back to Hoots and I go, again, I don't think these are
That's
giant.
the huge sized footprint absolutely looks like a big bear foot, which could totally match a giant foot.
To be clear, you mean bear as in unclothed,
As in
not bear as in rock.
not wearing shoes, not like Ursine.
And we're talking about bears as in the creature bear, not as in bears.
It's
Chest hair check.
they look like giant footprints walking away, and then there are rodent-looking footprints there. And again, based on all of your passive perceptions, scrambling about the boulders are small blue creatures and some giant rats on leather leashes.
Wait, blue creatures? Dern
get-
immediately has eyes open and goes, "This is the place."
Now,
Did you say the
Um,
rats are on leashes?
the rats are on leashes. I need everybody to roll me a stealth check. This will be an advantage because of the mist. Quill, you've already got yours in.
10!
18.
Quill's picking up what I'm putting down. Technically, it's a
24 with a
9.
nat 20.
Ooh.
I love it. So,
So they hear Dern going, "The blue creatures!"
Oh no.
given that these guys are posted as sentries, and they are actively looking for people, and we are not going to have a surprise round, technically. But I'm going to drag you guys over to a map, and you can see what I see.
Can you see what I see? Oh. Uh-oh.
And I'm
That's
just
fine.
going to
That
zoom
means
the
it.
audience out for us here. There we go.
Before I inevitably drop it and we get into this, can you just confirm for me that my detect magic didn't pick up anything in this area?
Your detect magic did not pick up anything specific here.
Okay.
So I'm just going to move you guys down a little bit. There we go.
Because I'll make it part of my first round.
Can they see us?
They absolutely can.
Even me
From
with
where
a
you're at.
gorgeous 24.
I will say, Hoots, you got kind of a rocky outcropping. We'll say you're probably... We'll put you 30 feet up in the mist. And that way, it kind of stands to reason that they weren't looking for bird people. That makes more sense.
Meanwhile, Dern is just he's buzzing with excitement. His god brought him to where he needed to go.
Agnes, your stealth check also superseded all of their rolls. Quill and Riley, your stealth checks did not. So Agnes, I'm going to just set you here behind this rock. And we'll say for the first turn, you count as hidden.
Okay.
Having taken the hide action.
Would I have been close? I'm going to ask. Would I have enough of a heads up so that I could cast guidance on, like put my hand on the back of Quill as I go to hide behind the rock and cast guidance?
It would drop your detect magic because they are both concentration.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I would say so. I'll put Quill a little closer to you. And then, yeah, Quill, you have guidance for until you make an ability check.
An extra D4. Cool. Do these things look like goblins to me?
They do not. In fact, I will throw something down so you guys can see what they look like.
Oh, jeez. Let's see these little bastards. These soon-to-be squashed bastard. Ugh.
They're so cute. Those are two very different responses.
Not a word I was going to say.
And I'm just going to move this down on the screen for the...
I know people in real life who have kids that look like this.
Okay, let's be real here. Most kids look like this. And we're too nice to be like, your child looks like a gremlin.
So how tall are they compared to me? Because I'm 4'1" or 2.
The one on the left, so to speak, would be slightly shorter than you. These are gnome-ish. These are small-sized creatures. So between 3 and 4 feet tall.
Are they looking at me?
A couple of them are.
I'm gonna kind of pipe up. They're already looking. It's not like I'm grabbing their attention, and I'm gonna be like, hello, my name's Quill. I kind of like point to my hood. This is Lou. I wonder if you fancy a chat.
And let me just double check here.
Vern looks like he's
Yeah, and they go,
shit himself.
and they like start pointing. And the one closest reaches down and grabs into his waist for a second, and starts like whiffing a sling around in response to you trying to talk to him. I'm going to get everybody to roll some initiative because he's taking a hostile action on you.
Okay. Dern just basically yells, "My god has brought me to kill you."
Oh, let me remove all of the turns that I previously had. My apologies.
Sorry, would you like me to re-roll?
Yeah, please do. And you can use the first one that you put in.
Mine was
Oh,
19.
okay, mine was 15 then.
I'm 19.
It looks like Agnes was a 3.
I just
Okay.
updated it.
Okay.
I had that selected this time.
I'll roll it again, but mine was a 19.
Yep, that's fine. Just make sure you're selecting your token when you do.
I mean, I'll roll it again. I had a nat 20. I mean, oh, jeez.
Riley, it looked like you had a 15.
I had a 15. Dern had 15.
15. And Hoots, you had a 13.
Yeah.
Dern's excited. He is incredibly excited about this because He's never had a quest from a god before.
Yeah.
And this is learning to be correct.
There we go. There we go. There we go. And we have their giant rats. There we go. Go. And there we go. Perfect. That's what I want to see. What is an adventure without giant rats and vaguely goblin-esque creatures?
In my other campaign, they just came across, where I DM, they just came across were-rats.
Oh, yes. That is a good challenge in and of its own right.
Well, the
Yeah.
were-rats are actually the defect of someone trying to make werewolves without using wolves.
It happens.
So,
Were-rats are a proud race.
Yes.
it's not in this campaign.
So, with that,
Quite a bit
let's see.
far out.
Yeah. We got some giant rats going forward. Going first. And I want to say they're going at the same time. So both of these blue creatures like and just like let their rats go. And, and they've got a speed of 30. Womp. Oh yeah.
Act 1 will forever live in my brain.
Yeah.
Can I update the episode title to be "My God Has Sent Me to Kill You"?
Is that what Dern said?
I was gonna call it Dern's potential, but
You know what? What was it? Dern has potential in his waistband. Dern keeps his potential in his pants.
Potential. Dern's magical potential.
Sponsored by Bad.
In his waistband.
All right.
So yeah, a giant rat kind of like comes up onto Dern, and then it comes up onto Quill, and they're both like lashing their tails back and forth, and you see the tips of both of their tails kind of glow a little bit, and it splits out into a three-forked tine, and it shoots fire, one at Dern and one at
What?
Quill. You ever played Parasite Eve?
Oh God.
No.
Fire rats.
Fire rats.
Is this a dex save?
Nature.
Nope,
can
they're
be
just
kind.
rolling to hit you. Dern, that's a 21 to hit you, sir.
Nah. Yeah,
That'll be 6 points of fire damage.
Dern is too excited about anything right now to care.
Quill, this would be a 16 to hit you.
That matches.
That would be 4 points of fire damage.
4 points of fire.
And the
damage.
wisps of their tails just kind of like smoke and glow like an ember. Quill, you're up with a 19.
And I'm not currently engaged, correct?
Correct. This thing is about 10 feet away from you. It couldn't get any closer.
Awesome. I'm going to kind of like move to here.
Mhm.
And I'm going to fire at my bow.
Longbow. Who are you firing at?
The one that just hit me.
Okay.
So I like
it's-
it like swings right and hits me with fire. I'm like, "Ugh," and I kind of like scurry out of the way, and as I do, I turn around and just like let an arrow fly.
and you skewer it in the side, and the flame on its tail like flitters out. 10 damage on a giant rat with 7 HP. It's fucking dead.
Oh no! It's like I put water on a Charmander.
You did.
Oh.
That's okay.
did.
I'm not mad at the rats. I'm a cat. I'm happy. Awesome. Then I'm going. Oh, I already killed it. I can't do anything. All right, I'm good.
All right, fair enough.
Dern has his shield and his hammer out. He's doing one-handed to keep his AC up to 18.
Okay. It's not Dern's turn just yet.
Oh no, it's not. Sorry. He has better decks than me.
Yes. Where's my other giant rat? There it is. Okay. Down as he drags it along. We're gonna say this fella. Oh yes, I like it.
I don't like it if you like it.
Quill. You see this guy like whipping a sling along and just like fires a sling rock at you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 20 to hit you
Yeah.
for 4 points of bludgeoning damage. And he starts barking off something in a tongue that I don't think any of you understand.
What tongue? Elvish, giant, goblin, or Sylvan?
Nope.
Okay.
Yep. And it's not draconic.
Oh.
Yeah, that's his go. Dern.
Time to flatten a rat. Dern just slowly walking up and goes and yells out, "Where's the main course?" Goes up to smush this rat.
A 15
15
will absolutely crush a rat. It dies immediately. It
It
has nothing left. in it.
Hammer just squishes the poor thing. And yeah,
What's the name of Dern's Banny Hammer attack?
Banny Hammer?
The attack name that you yell out after you've crushed something to the ground.
After I've crushed something, it's Mighty Silver Crusher.
I like it.
As he smushes it to the ground. He has it for different elevations depending on where he hits.
I like it. So it dies.
And then Dern's going to use the rest of his movement, which he used about 5 to get to there.
Mhm.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Moving up towards that one.
All right. That's your turn.
That's my turn.
Hoots.
I mean, Hoots didn't want to get into combat today.
But my god willed it.
Yeah. How rough is Quill looking?
Above half.
They might have.
So feel free to actively reference the colored bars above the tokens as well. You should
Quill's-
have visibility on that.
Quill's is the only one I can't see.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Allow me to adjust that for you.
I see a little
There you go.
time. Oh, there we go. I see a little clock.
I must have
Quill.
fiddled with something when I replaced his token art.
It's okay.
Um,
I am. If I was an apple, I'd have only eaten a little less than half of it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my friends have taken out rats, so I'm gonna break my cover and I'm gonna firebolt that one.
I'm going to say that your firebolt has advantage because you were hidden up in the sky.
Excellent. Where'd my
You
character
should be
go?
set to always roll at advantage anyway. But
Yeah. There it is.
that's a crit.
Ooh.
Natural 20 for
So I'm going to take something from a podcast I've been listening to. Net 20!
Feeling a little confident here. You line it up. It's perfect. You shoot the rat. So you did fire damage to a fire rat.
Aww.
It's still alive, bud. I'm sorry.
Oh, because even
It
at double
looked-
damage, it's halved.
But you still double the damage. But yeah, it's still halved. So it's still alive. It's below half. Like you hit it good.
We need to get you an ice cantrip next.
Ice shot. Just like Lambo.
Yeah. And then yeah, I think Hoots is gonna move to. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna move to near Quill.
Okay, you're still keeping your 30 feet of height.
I'm gonna drop down a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Feel
drop
free to adjust.
by about
Anything
half.
for a bonus action at all?
I don't really think I've got anything I can do necessarily.
Alrighty. So this one, seeing Dern coming straight for him, it's like, they're coming right for us! He's gonna step up and try and stab Dern right in the kneecaps. Actually,
Good thing.
it's going to, as a bonus action, disengage.
I'm not in engagement, am I?
It doesn't matter. He's not going to provoke attacks of opportunity this round.
Oh.
20, 25, 30. And then he's going to dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 over to here to try and get closer to his buddies.
I just like the idea of this little creature just going like.
Yep. And then his other buddy steps up beside him and starts. He's taken that sling that he's been whistling around over his head for the last like 18 seconds, trying to wait for a target. And he's going to whip it directly at Dern's head. That'd be a 13 to hit you.
Dern he grabs the stone out of the air. It's just like
Crush dust. And then we got a giant rat.
Man, you guys are really lucky that I'm not playing a bard, because I'd have a really big time killing the Blue Man group.
This super singed looking one kind of comes up and it whiffs a mote of fire out towards Hoots. Because you're at 15 feet above the air, or above the ground now. That's a 20 to hit you.
That's gonna hit.
For 6 points of fire damage.
Okay.
I'm rolling a d6 for it, so no modifiers. Agnes, you're up. You are still hidden.
Okay, I am going to. Yeah, I'm going to, as a bonus action, cast Magic Stone on 3 pebbles in my pocket, and then take my sling and swing it at the rat.
Okay, the guy just over here.
Yeah.
All right, roll. Yep, that'll do it. It dies immediately. It lived its best life as a rat on a leash, lighting campfires for its master.
That will end my turn.
All right, you are revealed now.
Yes.
This giant rat is dead and can be stricken from the turn order. This giant rat is also dead and can be stricken from the turn order. Quill.
Nice.
is also dead.
I'm seeing my last arrow do quite a good job. I'm going to point my longbow towards the first man of the Blue Man group and swing him for a 23.
Do they have separate names, or are they just Blue Man Group?
I wonder. Like in Earth, a 23 will 100% shoot this dude in the face.
Cool.
I know nothing to do with D&D, but I'm looking this up now. I'm sorry.
I'm going to mark him as my favorite foe.
He is dead.
Oh, never mind. I'm not going to mark him as my favorite foe.
You shot him in the
my
face.
Favorite corpse. Okay. With that, then, because this other dude's been doing some decent distance damage, I'm gonna move over here behind this rock.
All right, fair enough. And that it is totally tall enough to give you some cover from this guy, and give him some cover from you.
Well, I can step out.
Oh, these are just weenies. Oh, okay.
And for the audience, just north of where Quill is, there's a foe that you can't technically see on your end yet. But not keeping everybody on the screen. And he, seeing you duck behind the rock, kind of walks over and whiffs a stone in your direction. Sling, bada bada. That's a 23 to hit you. For 6 points of bludgeoning damage. They're weenies. Rolling d4s, but
It's still
consistent hitting
weenies can
so far.
hurt.
Who did they hit?
You.
Me?
You.
I'm behind a
That's
rock.
what he walked around the rock to shoot you.
What? I don't see this on my screen. Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, he's right here.
Ignore me. I did not pay attention.
Dern! These poultry foes stand no match for you and your...
Did you say 6?
6, yes.
15, 20, 25.
A d4 plus 2.
Dern standing over top of this small thing just goes to bat it.
All right.
Uh,
Roll that beautiful hammer. That is 8 points of damage from a warhammer.
10
and-
points.
You didn't technically crit.
Oh, no, it's plus 2.
Yeah, the plus 2 calculates because roll 20 isn't sure which one you're going to take.
Yeah.
So it
Okay.
gives you the calculation for both.
No, but it says 6 plus 2 in the math because 2 is my strength modifier.
Nope. Well, it says
8 plus 2.
six-
Oh,
8 plus
And
9.
then-
8 damage. I do 8 damage.
Indeed.
What about the plus
It is.
2?
It is all good.
That's
That's a
from the
total of
crit.
8. 6 plus 2.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
my screen says 8 plus 2.
It
Yes.
does. It's
Yes,
because it's
it-
calculating the critical hit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Always just take from the left.
Yep.
So, Dern, you crush this fella.
He doesn't say anything after this. This is very unceremonious. It's more of just like a whap and just sending him into the rock to the side kind of thing like that.
Yep. He crumples to the ground. Anything else for Dern? Any more movement?
5 feet forward towards the last one, and Dern is just kind of grinning because his mission is going successful so far.
Mm-hmm. Hoots, you're up.
Yep. Hoots is going to behind Quill here, keeping his height, and yeah, firebolt on the last member of the Blue Man group here.
All right.
Please don't roll a 1.
That's a
I think it's
13. That's 2 points of fire damage on him, which he absolutely takes, and is still up and alive.
Can't wait for level 3 for you.
Yeah. That's gonna be it.
If when you hit level 3, if your arcane turret isn't the Predator's like shoulder-mounted arm cannon, as
It's
it
gonna-
should be,
It's gonna go in the barrel of the, or it's gonna be under a barrel for the shotgun.
I love it. You could also give Dern a massive hat that is just a flamethrower. Dern seems like he needs a big floppy hat. You know, insult to injury. All right, Agnes.
You know what? I prepped the stones. We're going to do another stone.
All right. I'm just going to move you up a little bit on the map so I can condense things for the audience here.
And it go with an 8, it goes wide.
It's like, it works for them, it'll work for me. Anything with a bonus action. You want to prep through more stones?
Yeah, I'll prep 3 more stones, but I feel like she would say, it might help to talk to people.
Quill. He shot you with
talk.
with a rock. He hit you with a rock.
He did hit me with a rock. And I'm quite annoyed by it. So I'm going to, again, because it's all I got at the moment, shoot him with my longbow
All right.
for a 15.
You kill him.
Awesome.
Or not.
Skewer him back, and you.
Can I choose to aim somewhere it's not going to kill him, or do you play the if it's enough damage?
Not
to
with
be fine
ranged
thing?
attacks. So you can absolutely pull your shots with melee attacks. Ranged and spells, not rules as written. But you could totally like hit him with the butt end of your sword. But he
You
did
can't,
not
like,
seem to speak
Aim
a
for their
language.
foot or something.
Yeah.
Not at a 15, I'll say. Do you want to keep one of these guys alive? Is that your intention?
No, it's fine.
Dern wasn't going to.
Okay.
Then I
Because if
shan't.
that's if that's the case, you can absolutely like Dern is right there and could lay on hands one of these fellas.
Dern's not going to do that.
Sorry.
Okay. There's
Dern's
the
not gonna do
lazy smell of leeches being cooked over a fire, and occasionally they
that.
Can I?
Dern looks towards the cave.
Yeah, I'm
and they
gonna
look towards the cave.
go up and kind of pick through the pockets of this dude.
I was going to say, Agnes wants to loot the bodies.
All right.
We
Each
are-
of these we are
I was gonna say we're getting close to 8 here. Do we want to
Yep.
save looting the bodies for after?
well. This is going to be super quick, and then we'll jump to a break. So on these bodies specifically, each of them are wearing this like cobbled together leather armor that is of an equivalent to what Hoots and Agnes are wearing. And then both of them have these like hooked looking long knives. They're basically short swords for all intents and purposes. They just got kind of a wicked kind of curve to them. And they each have slings and a pocket full of rocks, very similar to the ones that Agnes has as a pocket full of rocks. But no personal effects or anything, not even any shoes. Their feet look a little weird, as though they were humanoid feet at one point, or human feet that got through years of ballet shaped into more
Ooh.
rat-like sort of
Ugh.
shapes. So the heels are naturally a little longer, and the toes are a little closer together and sort of splay out a little bit.
Hot.
If you'd like to take a short sword or a sling or make off with some leather armor from these guys, you are welcome to do so.
And before break, could we do a quick short rest to do hit dice?
If you'd like, is this a place that you feel you want to take a short rest?
Before going into the cave, I think if we keep watch, we might be able to do so.
There was something about giant footprints.
There was also giant footprints that were leading away from this cave.
So we could be waiting for somebody to be coming back too.
Maybe. Yep. We'll see how well your short rest does, and we'll go to break. So we'll be back in 10 minutes or so, folks. Got to go do the things that humans do, and yeah, we'll be back shortly.
So what were you slowly pulling off?
Darn's
we're
on
back.
there.
Some
Welcome back, everybody.
OnlyFans fanfic for next week.
That's where we're getting our Bad Dragon sponsorship from.
Yeah. No, I want a Toyota Corolla hatchback sponsorship. Thank you.
I'll see if I can make that happen.
Yeah.
We'll deck a Forerunner or something out head to toe in Legends of Logomancy and my workplace regalia.
I like it. Get that done. But yeah.
I want to loot some bodies.
I need to ask if I can get a friend to make a beer for us. That'd be fun.
Spinning.
I like it. If you can see through it, I don't want anything to do with it.
Oh, don't worry about that.
So I want to loot a body.
How to loot a body.
No, I want to loot a body.
You wanted to... Do you want to stay out in the open for your short rest? Do you want to hide these bodies? How are you guys going about this?
I want to loot it first.
I told you what was on each of them.
I might have been being out then and not noticed.
That is fair. Each of the blue Zvart creatures have a sling, some leather armor, and a wicked-looking short sword.
Cool. I'm going to... Is it more wicked-looking than my short sword?
It's by design, yes, but it is still a short sword as far as items are concerned.
Cool.
It looks pretty baller.
Cool. I'm going to take one of those short swords, and I'm going to cut some pieces of leather off of their armor. Just going to take my claw and just cut some.
You are bees again, sir. You may want to switch back to your echo mic. Anybody else? David, you're on mute if you're talking.
One of our first emotes has to be a microphone and a swarm of bees.
I like it. That sounds like an excellent idea. Add it into the list for Mac to draw.
Agnes would want to get Dern's help to pick up the bodies, and like there's a little outcropping of stone here. It looks like where the fire hypothetically might be set up. We want to kind of put them away, but like under the outcropping and just line them up. I don't want to just leave them littered on the hill.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Also, what's this favorite character poll thing that just came up? I'm sorry, I have to pull attention to that. Why isn't Dern 100%? I'm sorry.
Well, obviously, Eggy is winning because bees.
Because bees.
I think we should give Quill the infestation cantrip just so he can summon bees.
Let's just see how Eggy starts trolling.
That is terrible. That is terrible, sir. You are all bees. So, as Quill sorts out some audio problems, you guys drag some bodies away. Move some rats around. What are you doing about the leeches on the fires?
I mean, Dern wants a snack.
They are a little overdone at this point, but delectable.
Perfect. A little bit of meat's always good on a stick.
Meat's on a stick. It's good to.
Yeah.
Never mind.
They're slightly crunchier than you anticipated, but you drag bodies away and kind of fortify yourselves a little ways back from the cave entrance, I believe is what you agreed on. I see. Now, make sure to vote in the Derniest Dern to Ever Dern.
I like how there's Dern twice.
And Eggy's still winning.
I love it.
I would actually suggest if we're gonna take a short rest, we do it up here.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
You got a little bit of cover. For the audience, David was referring to a spot where one of the cook fires was. So you guys move some bodies out of the way, crouch down in a little bit of a hill, and catch your breath.
Yep.
Okay. Just roll some dice. Roll in some dice to see if you die.
I don't like that song.
All right. Feel free to take your short rest.
I roll a d10, correct? Yes.
Yep. It's
3.
you can actually just click hit dice and it'll do the math for you too.
Oh, okay. I will do
Because
that.
you add your con to each one of those as well.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to. Oh, you just hit that button.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay. Well, I'm full health again, but
All right.
okay. Now that I understand that, there we go.
For those that use Roll20 regularly, you know that while we appreciate the nat 20s in the non-combat scenarios, we don't like seeing the nat 20s be used up in the non-combat scenarios.
Exactly.
Yes. And hey, we have a quill back again.
Am I bees?
No,
You are not bees.
don't worry, I'll take care of that in just a minute.
Sorry, and I can only roll one of my hit dice, or I can roll both.
You can roll. Well, you have two of them at this point. Yeah, so you can roll both of them if you needed to.
1 or 2. 1 or 2. You can choose.
I'm back to full.
Perfect.
Nice.
Beautiful.
On a
Do we
long
notice-
rest, you'll recover half your hit dice, and all that jazz.
And all that jazz.
So you can feel free to click the short rest thing on your character sheet if you had any abilities that were tied to it, but I don't think anybody used them. So
Nope.
No. All right. Is my audio okay like this?
Yes.
it's-
Actually, you sound very
it's
nice.
specifically insect free.
Perfect. Never
Okay.
had so much trouble with the microphone.
Eggy wins with 63% of the vote.
I demand a recount.
Eggy wins with 63% of the vote. I counted again.
right.
Objection, hearsay.
Listen here, Amber Heard's defamation trial. I'd like you to understand that you can't just keep saying that over and over again, please.
I still just like the fact that he got ignored.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So,
do we
take a
notice
short rest
anything
outside.
happening during the short rest?
the hour that it takes for you guys to catch your breath and take everything in, passive perceptions being what they are, nope.
Aggie didn't
Okay.
need a short rest, so I'd like to think that she kept like active watch during this
Okay.
as well.
You do not see any more of these creatures coming out of that cave entrance. There are no more rats. There were 2 cook fires going. Leeches were eaten by Dern.
Dern ate me.
Oh,
Why is Dern eating leeches?
Mac is bees again.
Dern was eating leeches because they were available and Dern was hungry.
You suffer no ill effects. They are slightly crunchier than you anticipated leeches to be, because they have like a solid spine of teeth that go all the way throughout their body, as though they digest all the way to the base of the tail. But
Ugh.
it was fine. You've probably
Just a
eaten
little
worse.
crunchy. Oh, Dern has eaten a lot worse.
Yeah.
He ate the gruel at the temple. That's worse.
Specifically leech free.
Leeches give protein. The gruel doesn't.
Yeah, it's reasonably quiet. There are no huge sized footprints stumbling back this way or anything like that.
Good.
Mhm.
So if that's the case, then Dern is going to egg his party on towards going inside. But no, seriously, we should get in.
And by that, you mean you're like, hey, Aggie, I think we should go in. And she goes, in. We should all go in. Let's go in.
Yes.
And rushes inside.
Full of calcium. Oh, God.
At the entrance to the cave, do we see anything?
You see a cave entrance. You see specifically. Let's see if I grabbed the. You come in and it drops down pretty severely. There's a little bit of a scree to it. And you can see little divots where like little small sized feet have dug in to climb in and out. It's certainly not impassable, but you'd have to be slow going down to avoid noise. It is wet, dripping inside, and then it goes beyond the view of your 60 feet of dark vision.
Okay. Dern lights a torch. It's time to get down there.
All right, fair enough. As you approach, Agnes, anything on your end? Do you light a lantern, or are you good with Dern's torch?
I'll light a lantern.
Okay.
Or, sorry, lantern. Yeah, Dern doesn't have a torch. He has lanterns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Technically, I've got both. If you want a torch, you can have one from my
I
explorer.
mean, torch just feels so holistic and things like that, but
There's a conveniently placed torch in a sconce made out of a human skull, and you can drag it across the thing, and it's just there. It's like a human femur bone torch.
Even better.
Dern is suddenly reconfirmed that he is meant to be here. Obviously, the place markers for the end of this portion of the quest have been met, and now he may proceed.
Yep,
Indeed.
yep. It was like one of those area quests in an MMORPG where you found the cave, and now there's the next part of the quest inside down further.
Exactly.
When you see the autosave kick in, and you hadn't saved in a while.
Yeah, there was like a health pack, ammo, other equipment. You know you're in for a fight. Like the music calmed down.
You're just gonna have a bad time. I feel at that point.
Yeah,
Did I
100%.
not drag you all onto here before? Oh, that's weird. Give me just a moment. I just have to adjust a map for a second.
A map.
So with human bone torches ahoy.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this is canon now. This
is canon now.
He took the torch.
All right.
Yeah.
It is absolutely there. There we go. And all right. Quill, do we want a mic test?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're a little echoey because it's probably coming from your camera, but that's fine. I can adjust.
No, hold on. It's not going to be enough.
Actually, not too bad. Could be worse. All right.
Nope.
Here we go. And you guys, perfect. So, as you descend down with Dern taking a lead, holding the torch like some pulp fantasy hero, shield in one hand, torch in another.
Now all I'm picturing is like one of those like really pulp fiction-y things. Dragon Man standing in front, and Owl Man flying behind.
And because it's a product of the time, a red-haired damsel in a woolen hat clutching to Dern's leg.
Yes, of course. And of
holding
course,
out a lantern, being like,
yeah, holding out a lantern. And then there's the cat just behind, just with a bow, like superimposed all large and behind.
Shadows
and that's
against
the
the
poster
wall.
shot.
Yeah, that's the poster shot.
As you enter the dark cave, the humidity just punches you right in the face. The light reflecting from both your lantern and pulp torch, we'll call it, reflects against this permeating mist, just like high beams in the fog or snow.
Bees?
No bees yet.
No bees. No bees. I was excited because I could hear you.
No bees yet. We are still good. No bees. Can I get perception checks from everybody first?
Is it at disadvantage, my friend?
This is just to listen.
Ooh.
16.
22.
Everybody but Dern hears coming from the deep in the darkness.
I can't hear anything.
Echoing from down in the cave.
And I'm
Or
sorry,
still
all I
personal.
could hear was Dern yelling. Could you tell me what I heard?
You hear like a coming from lower into the cave.
Does it sound like the previous creatures?
Similar, yeah. Just echoing from way down, beyond the field of your dark vision. You've got some scree in front of you that would need either an acrobatics or athletics to work your way down.
Which one's the strength one? Athletics.
Yes.
I'm gonna use I'm gonna use acrobatics, and because of my intuitive motion, I can add a D4 to that.
Excellent. Go ahead.
So first I'll roll the acrobatics. So 14.
Don't worry, Dern has.
Can I still use her thing that she gave me?
She is guidance lasts for a minute, and that was an
Right.
hour ago.
Right.
So
There we
that's
go.
16 for me.
All right. So far, everybody has been fine. Hoots, you are totally able to kind of hover your way down here. It's pushing it a little bit because you're basically just hovering and going down.
Sorry,
the
everyone's
entrance is
fine,
small,
including Dern?
including Quill.
Oh, okay.
Quill rolled a 10.
Don't worry,
Dern.
Dern's about to fall on his face.
So Dern goes ass over tea kettle. And I'm just going to drag you guys over to a different map here.
And his face is in mud. Nope, we got battle music again.
And Dern unceremoniously hits the ground well before the rest of you do. So I'm just going to put him a little bit further forward.
Splat.
And as you guys hit the ground, Dern, you look out into the darkness. I will just give it to you that you still have your torch on hand.
Yeah.
Agnes, are you going to be keeping your lantern in hand, or are you going to be putting it down
I'll have
as
to
you
put it-
fight?
I'll have to put it down.
Okay. I'm just going to throw a lantern token onto the battle map right beside you.
Yep.
And you can feel free to move it as you decide to.
Okay.
So for what everybody sees, Dern,
Yes.
pushing out from the basis of the light that you guys have, off into the darkness. It's not really a whole lot.
That's fine.
You hear faint sounds coming from the darkness that protrudes out from you, or ahead of you. And you hear kind of echoing here and there, water dripping here and there and everywhere. Yeah. What do you want to do? Nothing's shot at you yet.
Dern in the
That's
middle
also
of
the wrong
all...
music.
Oh. I was about to get ready for just
I was gonna say.
I was about to say, this is getting my blood boiling. This is yes.
I apologize.
Dern was for a moment feeling driven for his purpose, and
Oh,
now you're
yeah.
going to switch it over to hyenas or something, and we're all going to
Yeah.
be like, Dern, what have you done?
There we go. That's better.
Oh, okay. Well, now, I don't know how Dern feels now. So he hears the creatures around him. Can he see any of them from where is he? Where is Dern?
Dern's
he's
in
way
the
over
top
here.
left-hand corner.
Okay, we can see much further down. Is that on purpose?
Yep.
Oh,
You
okay.
do have a light source.
Oh. Okay, well then Dern is not going to do what I thought he was going to do. He gets himself up, brushes himself off slightly, reorientates his light, and looks back to his friends and does the follow kind of message and walks forward.
All right.
Hammer in
Darren-
hand, ready to go.
Darren made some noise coming down here.
No.
I'd like everybody to.
Sorry, pause. Dern made noise? How on
That doesn't
everybody
seem
to-
realistic.
Roll a stealth check for me
stealth
as
check?
you creep through the darkness.
Do I?
I'm going to say that Dern doesn't need to.
Okay.
You are immune to this roll, sir.
17.
All right.
7.
7. And Eric Hoots is a 15.
Yeah.
And you hear, coming from the darkness, just like chittering rats. And faint, just like... some weird, strange, guttural language that none of you speak. And as you come in, and the light from Agnes's lantern and Dern's pulp torch just shine into this place like a beacon as you step forward. Agnes, I will say the light's probably still in your hand at the moment.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I'll put it down when it's necessary for the function of doing what I do.
Okay,
Sounds
sorry,
good.
I'm just going to pause here for 2 seconds.
Okay.
When you guys are picturing this in your heads, are you picturing it from your character's point of view, or are you kind of picturing it from like a kind of like as a movie kind of thing? Like how
I
do you
see it
guys-
from a cinematic perspective of
Yeah.
like I see the characters sweeping forward into the darkness.
Okay. How about you guys?
I'm not one of those people that can actually really visualize things like
Hmm.
that. I get emotions and like
Oh,
stock
oh.
images from like animes that I've watched in the past where I superimpose your character's art over top of that. Just be like,
Oh, okay.
So you hear
onward.
that, Dern? You have full permission from Agnes's point of view to be magical schoolgirl with Dern's face.
Hell yes! I mean, that's I had a pretty cool image of like a dank, dark cave, Dern just dragging his hammer, torch in hand, going forward. No, now I'm picturing a high school anime right now with Dern just going, oh.
I was, well,
You did this to yourself.
yep. That's
Hoots?
your fan fiction. I mean, your choice.
I very much picture this from Hoots' point of view. Like, this is like a Fallout style RPG.
And you just see like this, the screen just doing this,
So
and like
very Hoots.
looking down,
Yeah.
and you've
Like,
got you've got a
it's-
crosshair right in the middle of your vision.
It is 100% like in Hoots' entire mind. This is playing out like a Fallout New Vegas style thing, including occasionally the music. And there's been moments where he's been tempted to go, the truth is the game was rigged from the beginning. Like, I feel like
I like
Hoots
it.
is just full of like late 90s to mid 2000s video game quotes.
I like it. That makes sense. Oh. Quill, how does Quill see all of this?
Through Lou's
Quill,
eyes.
Quill hates fucking bees, is what he hates.
Quill. Sorry, how does Quill see what?
Like this whole scenario in general, like the adventure from the point of view of Quill, because Hoot sees it as like a first-person shooter. I see it cinematic style.
The further we get along, the more like Doom it becomes.
Oh, I was gonna say Quill. Quill. It's hard to explain. Quill kind of like mangles his way down this hole into this little cavern, and in his mind, you ever seen those videos where they attach like GoPros to cats?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that in the sense that everything around him is like very like in his face at all times, and he's very hyper aware.
I like it.
And anyone who's watching it just doesn't want to stop.
which is staying still. So with that being said, Quill's actually gonna like kind of move forward a little bit.
Mhm.
Um,
So, based on your stealth rolls, Quill and Dern, I feel like Quill's probably like shoulder to shoulder with Dern, ready to tackle the darkness, and are here as beacons of draconic might. And
Draconic might it is. Quill, this is the heart of a dragon. We go in strong. And just and Dern is
as you guys
beside
kind
him
of step
just
forward and start looking around, you see these bolts shoot out from the darkness. One at Dern and one at Quill.
is there a dex or what is there?
Shooting to hit. That's a 22 to hit both of you.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
So
It hits Dern.
Dern,
But I'm going to take my reaction and reduce Quill's damage by D10.
is that for melee attacks only?
I do not believe so, but let me just double check.
You just throw interception into the.
I will throw interception in. When a creature you can see hits a target other than you within 5 feet of you with an attack, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage of the target taken by 1d10.
I like it. Go ahead and reduce the damage. Roll me a d10. So, Quill, you are only taking 7 points of fire damage.
Oh, great.
Dern, you are taking a full 10 points of fire damage.
Bring it on! I love it. I love it. I thought I was going to do something nice and cool the first time I get to use the ability.
You catch most of it. The third ray goes wide with a 9.
Okay. Wait, third ray?
It's a scorching ray spell that goes and laser beams shoot out from the darkness from the south of you, down in this direction.
Wait, south? Wait, what? Oh.
Yeah. South on the map, down on the map.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Quill
Oh,
panics and
bee. But bees. Bees. Can you just switch back over to your camera for the night, sir? I realize it'll be echoey, but it's not bees. There we go. Yeah, so you get a scorching ray sent your way.
Ow.
Something knows that you're here.
Who sends a scorching ray?
I mean, people.
Eggy, I'm completely aware that it's somebody who wants to kill me, but...
figured out what I think it's happening.
Oh?
I replugged in my LED lights, and that's when it caused it to happen.
Yeah, you have too much juice going through the...
Okay, so I
plug.
turned my LED lights off that were plugged into the same socket.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll stop. If not, I'll go back to something else. Are we in combat? Are we rolling, or can I move?
Something just shot lasers at you from the darkness, and
Lasers!
you didn't see where it came from. You saw
Cool.
a direction.
I skitter back behind this rock over here.
All right.
Dern
And
screams
eat
out
one good
and-
berry.
Okay.
Dern screams out and charges into the darkness.
Which direction, Dern?
South.
Dern raises a torch and a shield and starts running off into the darkness away from you guys. Why don't we call that we'll call that initiatives, just so we can kind of keep everything nice and clear.
You don't have anything out to hit with.
19.
No, I do.
You have a torch.
Well, no, my shield is strapped to my arm, which is holding the torch, and then I have my hammer at my side.
Okay.
As you should.
And, you know, Dern.
I mean, you are the dirtiest Dern.
The derniest Dern,
No,
whoever Dern.
Eggy-
Actually, no,
was
Eggy,
the-
you are now the derniest Dern that has ever durned.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's very much in Eggy's way of being that even if she's aware of that, she would still be like, "Go, Dern! You sure are, Dern!"
As,
Classic.
as,
Jeremy is Stern, whoever did.
as you
Stern.
charge off, I kind of go, "Go, Dern!"
E, you are bees. Bees. I feel like the episode should now just be called "You Are Bees." Am I the bees?
Am I?
I don't think I'm the bees.
I'm the bee's knees.
I love it. So I frequently, probably too often, use the term bee's knees. I regret nothing.
There is no context in which you have used that too many times, to my knowledge.
That's true. That's fair. That's a kind thing to say, friend. The kindest thing.
I'm watching the stream and I am lagging like really bad.
Are you?
This is just the technical issue episode. I think this is what we should rename it. I've seen
Technical
you-
issues, please stand by.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've seen you dip in and out of the VOD Ninja a couple of times.
Technical issues, bees stand by.
Fucking done. Done.
What are we at for bitrate?
I'm not experiencing the same lag that you're describing, but
It could still be a compression issue that I'm seeing.
I don't think I've had any technical issues on my side yet. Which I mean,
Bitrate
I'm
that
gonna
we're
be
running
used
through video, you mean?
No, it was on stream. Like the stream itself, I was seeing myself lag out on.
Oh.
I'll look
I'm not
great
sure.
on video.
We're
for
at
me.
0 dropped frames so far.
Oh.
So
Might just be.
6200 kilobits per second, showing all green.
We should be fine.
Yeah.
weird.
All right, I have all of the things that I would. Oh, sorry, not all of them. I need to add these guys too. There's just so many things on this map.
Why are there so
many
many
things.
things on this map? Why? What is
Because there can
this?
be. There we go.
rules as written DM, am I able to do somatic casting with one hand, or should I put down?
No,
Yeah, that's what I thought. I need to put down.
you
the-
need a hand free to do somatic casting.
Or
You have a
I-
shield and you have a lantern.
I have I don't. My shield's in a bag.
If you want it to function as a shield, it better be in your hand.
I just like hold on to the strap the whole time.
Yeah, you totally like loop it around yourself with an action and make
Yeah.
it a shield.
Got it.
All right, James.
Yes.
Fair GM. Friendly GM. Good friend of ours GM.
Uh-huh. What do you want?
Why are there so many enemies?
I mean, they go down pretty quick.
Yeah, they go down
pretty
quick. But
It's all good. The sooner we attack them, the sooner we figure out why you brought us into this pit, Dern.
Yeah, Dern. This is Dern's fault.
it's not Dern's fault. It's his god's
I
fault.
think it is. Is it?
It's his god's fault.
That's very paladin of you. Don't worry, it's my
when
god's
when
fault.
God gives you lemons, you find a new god. Power Thirst. Now sponsor.
I haven't thought of power thirst in forever. Kick it with your power legs.
This is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna reference old internet.
Apparently, this is what we're doing. Dern, into your line of sight, a fire rat comes out, and you see this like faint glow in the darkness as it comes upon you.
It depends on where I am.
Yeah. Well, you are where you are on the
I am
the
where
thing.
I am.
And I'm gonna throw this over here to for the audience. Pull you guys back a little bit. Let's see. There we go. As this thing kind of comes into your view, You've
Wait
got
a
a faint bit of light coming from Agnes's light source
Lantern,
and your
yeah.
own as well.
Okay, question though. That was the thing that caused me my damage?
No.
Oh.
No, this is another one of those fire rats, like what you
Oh,
saw
okay.
inside.
Cool. Squishimals.
Yeah. And it with a 19, it shoots at you directly with a one of those little wispy fire motes for 4 points of fire damage.
Good.
Good.
For now, you are not bees.
Indeed. I should probably let him back onto the stream. There we go.
You shouldn't be using a hub for your audio.
It wasn't before either. That's the thing.
Yeah.
This sounds like something to worry about later. It's all good.
Now that fire rat has had a kick at the can, so to speak, a kick at the dern.
Kick up the dirt.
From out of the darkness dern, you see a sling bolt come whistling towards you from an easternmost direction.
Did you not charge in?
No, it was cinematic mostly.
Yeah. We'll
It's
see
not my
how.
turn yet.
Yeah, we'll see how fast it goes. That's an 8. It comes whistling past you and clacks against a rock.
Okay.
Agnes, you see Dern like raise his torch and start like taking steps forward. He's already a sizable distance away from you, and he was going to start heading in a southerly direction. What are you doing? You see him and Quill get bombarded with fiery magic from the darkness, and then one of those fire rats just fucking shows up.
Well, I can't see any enemies, so I need to move myself and my light source at least a little bit closer.
Yes.
I'm gonna move a little bit closer, bring my light source with me.
I yell back to Eggy and I go, "Get behind me, Eggy!"
You can absolutely make out Eggy, an enemy right here,
Mhm.
and the faint crawling of an enemy over here.
When did we
Okay.
start calling you Eggy?
That's her nickname.
That's her nickname.
Quill's never used it.
No.
Quill and I are
She
formal
introduced you
mates.
as or herself as Agnes or Eggy to my friends. Quill's never called her Eggy.
Hmm.
It's all good. It's all good. So that was my movement. Can I use the other part of my movement to set down my lantern?
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
You can drop an item, but you can gingerly put something down.
I don't want to drop the lantern.
You can put the lantern on the ground.
Okay. And then bonus action magic stone whip out at rat.
Go for it.
That'll be a natural 20.
There you go. You absolutely hit. Unfortunately, you rolled balls for damage.
Yep, I really did. That's 3. 3 damage.
It should be doing more than that actually, because it should be doing a d6 plus your wisdom modifier.
Oh. Plus 3.
So it's so 6.
I will
Still not
modify
enough
that.
to take this fella out, but yeah, we'll have to adjust your magic stone macro.
I've got it. I'm dealing with it.
Sounds good. Is that everything for you?
That's everything for me.
And from the darkness, let's just see what we shall see, friends. Yeah. It's gonna need to move a little. Yep. I like it. Dern, from the darkness, you see this inky black bolt shoot out at you.
Sorry, inky black bolt?
Inky black bolt. And it targets you with a 7, and it goes wide, and it goes over your shoulder and whips past Agnes as an eldritch blast just, like, shoots through.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Quill, you're up.
Oh.
It shot through him like it left a hole?
No, it shot, like, past him.
Oh.
It missed him.
I move
out. No, I don't. Oh gosh, everything just went black for me. Why is everything black?
Because we can't see.
'Cause you can't see much.
No. Like, I can't see anybody's character tokens, nothing.
That I don't know. Looking at your character token, I can see Dern and Agnes and
That was
Boots.
weird. You guys are back now.
Yep.
I will.
The episode title is Well Earned.
I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna shoot my bow at that. I'm still hiding behind the rock for whatever shot at me before.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shoot at that stupid little rat again.
Okay.
Or I guess technically for the first time.
Yes. You know what? I'll give it to you. You ducked behind the rock. I didn't ask you to roll stealth for it, but I'll give you the nat 20 to kill its 1 hit point left.
Cool.
And this
Cool.
thing goes and it crumples over and dies.
It explodes.
And for the sake of performance, I'm just going to keep removing tokens as they die.
That is fine.
All right.
Dirt.
Dern Rupta.
Question. There was an Eldritch Blast that came from the east?
There was. And a
Dern is
scorching ray that came from the
running.
south.
Dern is running for that Eldritch Bolt.
Okay.
Dern is 100%. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet towards this direction. I don't know if I can see more now, but because I do have my torch in hand.
Let me give you a torch. I believe they're 20 and 20. I don't recall if I put that in the equipment list for you.
I don't know.
I did not. But uno momento. Allow me to give you the adequate amount of light.
Merci beaucoup.
Let there be light.
Let there be light.
There you go. Throw this down on the screen.
There's a rat there.
There is a rat there.
Okay, well,
And
as... Okay, can you move as an action?
You can dash as an action and move up to your speed.
Okay, well then he's Oh, no, wait. 5, 10...
For all intents and purposes, when you move, just click and drag and move that torch with you.
Okay, yeah.
And that way, when you drop it, it'll stay where you dropped it.
Okay. Dern is going to cast Cure Wounds on himself
Okay. As an action.
as an action.
Okay.
Oh, whoop, nope, that's not the right one. Cure Wounds. He'll cast it at level 1.
Yep.
And
That's 2 points of healing, my friend.
bleh. That is silly. That's fine. Dern goes back up to a certain amount of HP.
All right.
And the player's not happy about that. But I cannot cast Shield of Faith as a bonus action, correct?
Now that you have cast Cure Wounds, no, you may not.
Okay. So silly.
I will give you this. If
Okay.
you had chose to cast Shield of Faith and then put 2 points of your Lay on Hands into you, we can retcon that.
I'd be more... if we could.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you still burn the spell slot, you have Shield of Faith, and you burn 2 points of your Lay on Hands to match the shitty healing roll that you
Thank
pulled out
you.
there.
So, Dern has 20 AC at this current
Yes.
moment.
Absolutely. I like it.
And
That's your turn?
That is my turn. I moved up
Hoots.
and was angry.
Hoots, the party cannot venture forth without gathering first.
Yeah. Sorry, I actually had the game crash. I'm just getting everything back up.
Ah, understood.
Okay.
Bees stand by.
Yeah, right. This is really stood. This is really held up to its name, eh?
Yeah. I will say, for the purpose of your flight, you're looking at about a 25 to 30 foot height ceiling down here. It looks like some of it's natural, some of it's been tinked away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move to there. Hoots can't see anything that he could hit. Oh, wait, hold on. Yes, he can. Like, just. I don't know if that's actually going to be line of sight. Nope, that's going to have to go through Dern.
That's going just beyond the line of your dark vision.
Yeah. There's something that's just showing up in Hoots's
periphery.
It is beyond the range of your sight. You can see a shape you could attack at disadvantage.
Do it.
Do it.
You're essentially attacking a moving shape in the darkness.
Yeah, it's not going to do him any good.
Magic missile the darkness.
No, he's going to cast Cure Wounds on Quill.
All right.
You're so good to me.
That looks
that's gonna be
like
10 points of healing.
now that is how you heal yourself.
Now, Hoots, friend. It would have been nice.
All right.
It would have been nice too if you hadn't run off, but
I don't know what
here
you're
we are,
talking
buddy.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hoots.
Sorry, good buddy. You're the one who ran Quill first into this problem.
I enjoy playing D&D. I really hope everybody knows that.
From the darkness, Quill, you feel something impact your armor hard as you see a sling bolt hit you and fall harmlessly to the ground. They rolled a 10.
Cool.
Mind
And
pinging
it
what
seems-
direction that came from?
It seemed to come from the southeast of where Quill's token is.
Ecum bocum.
Here.
Thank you.
It's not leaving. And then a second sling bolt shoots out of the darkness at Hoots. That's going to be also a 10. Nope. Goes wide.
Whew!
Like you hear it like crack off the wooden stalk. You're like, that made a fucking ding.
Do you know how long?
Sir.
Just Hoots into the background like, hey, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, fuck you.
Third of all, you
And-
better pay for the goddamn varnish.
With that, you see a rat come out running, its tail alight, and it whips a little bit of flame in Quill's direction. Goes wide with an 8.
Cool.
There we go. And then this feller right here does some shit. And then that feller right there does some shit. I apologize for the nature of this, but there's a lot of things to murder you here. And Dern, you see one of these small, knobbly blue creatures with their squat faces
Where?
step up right in front of you.
Oh.
And he
Hello,
brandishes
you
his short sword and
bastard.
goes. He stands next to his rat companion.
Dern is smiling. You've
As he
seen
should
Dern
be.
smile the happy grin. No, this is a slightly kind of just Fuck with me, Grin.
Dern's about to fuck around and find out.
Yep.
Dern, a sling bolt comes echoing from the darkness and like whistling through, but with a 7, it just dings off your magical shield.
Yep.
Because you've walked into a nest of something. There are a lot of them here.
Oh, that's fine.
And just gonna zoom out a little. Right at. There he is. Cool. He goes to there. This guy goes to there. And yeah, it's this fella again.
Which fella?
Dern, you see another Eldritch Blast shoot off from the darkness, but this time in a different direction.
Multiple.
That's a critical hit for a 23.
I don't think you should be allowed to do that.
Okay. I'll make a note on a little piece of paper.
Awesome.
And I'll take that note
Cheers.
and I'll crumple it up and I'll hand it to you so you can take it and shove it way up.
How much
It
damage is coming in?
Cranks Dern for 19 points of force damage.
What?
Whoa!
That's its turn.
That's rude, because that does knock Dern down, but that is rude.
And that's the thing, and that's the thing.
Uh,
And we're back to Agnes.
we should run.
You went into a nest of creatures.
Sorry.
They live here.
I'm sorry, that changes plans. Give me
We should run. Please. I'm scared.
Well, first we have to get Dern. Wow, that changed so quickly.
That,
James, that token is still open on screen for everybody. All I can see.
That's all you should see, is their intense faces looking at you into the darkness.
Okay, we are going to bonus action healing word on Dern.
Okay.
Dern, 4 points of healing.
4 points of healing onto Dern.
And then
Dern, you fell unconscious, by the way, and your shield of faith has faded.
Yep, that's fine. I'm at 18 AC still.
Okay.
and then I'm going to there's still a rat down here.
There is.
I'm gonna sling a rat. This thing's behaving strangely. I fixed magic stone. It should 14.
Crank this rat in the face. And murder it outright, and it just like...
And she's gonna go, this seems like their home. I don't think we're wanted here. And she's gonna stay back with her other friends and hope Dern will join.
Dern, you feel a call, a pull, in a southeasternly direction. Similar to what you felt before with the breeze. It's a breeze at your back, pushing you in that way. That's all. That was Agnes's turn.
Oh, James.
And another Eldritch Blast comes shooting out through the darkness. This time towards Quill.
Okay.
That is another natural 20. That makes it a 23 on Quill. For a full 9 points of force damage.
Okay, yeah, sure. He gets the 9. I get the 19.
Look. I rolled a 6 and a 3. It's a thing.
You're the paladin. I'm sorry, but
Quill, you're up.
throwing it to you.
Yeah, not having a good time at the moment.
Things are attacking you that you can't see. They're
It's
rolling at
not just
advantage.
that. I'm also scared. Oh man, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh man. I'm going to here, and I'm going to call out to Dern really quick as I'm drawing my bow. And I'm going to say, please run back. I don't think this is a very good idea anymore. And I'm going to shoot my bow. And
On whom?
the dude nearest to him.
This guy over here? Just to the right of Dern?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going,
A
yes.
10 will, yeah, yes.
But I'm going to move back fully behind the rocks, and I'm going to keep yelling, "Dern, please come back! Obviously, I don't want to lose anybody today."
All right. Dern, it's your turn. You are prone on the ground. Your torch has fallen before you.
Please run. Please.
Somebody's
Dern
turning
gets
into
up.
bees.
Dern gets up.
I'm bees.
Your bees.
Dern will lay on hands himself for 8 points of hit points.
Okay. That's your action.
That's my
You can
action.
pull out your hammer if you like as your interact with object.
Yeah. The southeast, eh?
You felt it coming. That pull was from this direction.
Oh dear. Please run. Dern.
You can feel free to regroup. You are not compelled by anything. You just
No.
you feel like your sense of purpose lies in that direction.
Dern.
That's your divine inspiration moment right there.
Dern knows him and his friends are in a bad place.
They fall very easy.
And
They
Because, like, you would want to just go crushing them. That's the thing.
What would Dern do?
What would Dern do? Would Dern regroup with his friends for a better tactical advantage? Would he,
I think he
peel
would.
off into the darkness by himself?
I kind of call out.
there's it's 50-50.
I'm going to call out to you,
And that sounds like a
and I'm
die.
going to go, Lou can't get his soul without you.
Okay, that did it. Dern pulls back. Shield up. 5, 10, 15 feet because he was knocked prone.
Yeah.
Dern is limping back, holding back, and he has to get a dragon his soul. Puts his
All right.
hammer back and just goes to go to recovery
Okay.
and goes, this is
Oh, go
not a
ahead.
fight today.
Hoots.
Hoots. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Hoots is gonna move to here and do that on Dern.
There you go, bud.
Oh,
That's 9 points of healing.
Yeah, just hand on shoulder, like, come on, good buddy, let's get up. We'll follow your lead. We followed you into this hellhole. Might as well see what you want to keep doing here.
Dern nods to Hoots and goes, my calling is here. My god. No. I feel it's here. And
Is Dern like kind of like hunched over behind his shield kind of thing?
yeah.
Do you know what the battle buddy position is?
No, but please explain it.
So with you crouched slightly, shield out, Hoots is literally gonna come grab onto the back of your armor, and he's gonna plop his shotgun, oh my god, over the shoulder, straight down the line, and go 10-4, good buddy.
Dern nods
United States of hold my beer.
This is
Darn nods and goes, "We'll get through this," and screams into the darkness.
so much for
I like it.
Regroup does
who-
not always mean retreat.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
have
Oh.
regrouped.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're regrouped. So
Nicely,
following Dern
not for
around
all
the corner and like stepping down close to where his swollen torch is this small rat with a flame-tipped tail, and it sends a mote sailing towards Dern. That's a 13,
Misses.
which does not hit anybody. After that is the guy with the wicked-looking scimitar. And it steps up, and almost in a tactical fashion, again, he just like saddles up side by side his rat. And he's like, but it comes out like, and he diddles you in the camera. Behind him, stepping vaguely, actually, you know what? No. You see a rock sail out in your general direction from the darkness beyond your vision.
Okay.
Because he gets advantage that way. Still only a 15 to hit Dern, though.
Bring it on.
And now,
This is
From-
D&D.
from the south.
fucking 7 of these things.
We got it. We
Cool.
fucking
Do you still have any of those fire arrows I made you?
Yeah.
Now, you burnt most of them in the last thing versus the cats. I think he might have 1 or 2 left.
I shot 3.
Okay,
So
so you got 2 left.
2 left plus my janky ones.
Plus your stepping into view down to the south is a similar one, but he looks like he's got like some weird looking amulet on his chest, and he pulls his hand back and he's going to start casting.
Do I have to use my action to light it?
It's an interact with object.
Okay.
So
This is
Hoots.
entertainment.
That's a oh, that's weird. That's a 22 to hit Hoots.
That's definitely gonna hit.
I reduced the damage by D10.
Okay, go ahead and roll your d10.
Yeah, you do.
2 damage.
So Hoots, you're only taking
Going on.
4 points of fire damage from the first ray.
You're getting
Um,
used to how it works.
Yeah.
The second ray goes wide, and the third ray is a 16 to hit Hoots
That'll hit.
for another 8 points of fire damage. As he
You're not
casts
down,
a
are you?
second scorching ray on you.
You're hurt, but you're not down.
I'm hurt.
That's his turn. That's more of these little guys. And they start coming forward.
Beautiful. That's what I want. I want
And they're
them to
staying
fly.
in a tight packed bundle as though they're like they don't have shields. They've got like leather armor and these wicked looking short swords. And they're holding their hands up to one side that are just kind of like wrapped up in leather like bindings, as if they're waiting to like work with each other.
As if they work in a pack.
And they're using the tactics of that pact.
Almost, yeah.
Almost. It's almost like that's a bad idea.
Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta work together.
Oh yeah, no, you got to work together, and there's a total thing about that. But
Yeah.
there's also a dragonborn in this group,
And Quill.
and Quill.
And this fella steps forward out of the darkness. And again, he's got that sling wrapped around one hand and a knife in the other. He's approaching slowly. Agnes, you're up.
I want to the one wearing the amulet, which I'm sorry I can't tell which one was which.
This fella down to the south.
Okay, I would like to cast a guiding bolt at that one.
All right. Yep, go ahead. He has stepped into your vision.
For 16 to hit or 14
a
damage?
16. A 16 just hits for 14 points of damage. That hurts.
And then with my bonus action, I would like to activate my starry form
Mhm.
and go into Archer.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack. Did we ever put something on your character sheet for that?
We didn't.
Roll Guiding Bolt again. And then we'll re-roll damage if it hits.
16 will hit. So it's
16
a
will hit, and it's a
D8
D8 plus Wisdom.
plus 3. That'll be 5.
Cool. Same target. All right. He is looking noticeably fucked.
And which one did you shoot
He's
at?
still standing up. The one to the south of where you guys are.
That one there.
Would you move to see him because of the rocks?
A little bit, yeah. You'd have to like step over one from where you're at, Agnes. I'll actually just pop you down a tiny bit with the lantern. There you go. Yep. Clear line of sight from where you're at.
Okay.
Cool.
That would be my
Anything
turn.
else? I think that's your. Okay. And now, shooting out from the darkness once more, targeting Dern, our good old friend Eldritch Blast. Different
Brilliant.
warlock than the one that Agnes just shot. That's a 19 to hit you.
That will hit me.
4 points of force damage.
Ah.
Nickel and dime. Quill, you're up. You're tucked behind some rocks.
The one south of Dern that's not super south, has it been hit?
Does not look like it.
South of Durham, super south. Which one are you talking about?
This one.
Yeah. I'm going to step out and I'm going to bonus action. Well, fudge. Okay.
What you got?
No, I'm just gonna shoot my arrow at him.
Okay. Regular arrow?
No, I'm gonna light a fire arrow. As I'm stepping up from behind the rock, I'm lighting a fire arrow.
Okay. Is this one of your janky ones or one of the...
This will be a good one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shoot for.
A 10 will not do it.
I haven't hit a single shot this entire thing.
And it sails off and your arrow lands roughly on the ground behind them. Here.
For those of us who
Like-
can't see in the dark, we really appreciate you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Well,
All right.
I'm going to move back behind my rocks.
Dern yells to Hoots to stay close. And he moves 1, 2. And he's going to breath weapon the group of 3.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Con saves?
Con saves of 13.
That's 12. That's a 13. That's a 16.
Okay, so half
So-
damage to those ones.
Yep. Go ahead and
Come
roll.
on, big money. D10.
You should have a breath weapon macro in your...
Yeah,
Oh.
I do, but 9 damage.
All right. So this guy in front's fucking dead. And the rat and the fella behind both take a full 4.
Could I say that I used my bonus action to heal Hoots on my way to there?
What do you have that heals as a bonus action?
Sorry, I don't have that. Sorry, I will cast Shield of Faith on
Oh.
Hoots.
You can absolutely do that.
It's plus
Hoots,
two.
you have your...
+2 to your AC, my friend. And then he's going to use. Yeah, no. He's just going to do that breath weapon, and then going back to his tactics is going to move back with the remaining amount of movement and stay there to protect Hoots.
It allows you to use your interception style. I like it.
Yep.
Hoots, you're up.
Hoots is trying for a bit of a long shot. With the shotgun, he's trying to hit this one.
You're gonna have to step forward just a... Actually, no, you have a...
I can see it.
You have a full vision because of that arrow.
Yeah. I was gonna say the arrow. It only just showed up, and it's with Firebolt.
Yep.
Could be a 13.
A 13 on this fella right here is just enough to hit for 6 points of fire.
And
he's still up.
Well, that's okay. That's not what I was actually going for. He's just the bonus of this whole move. That's a pile of hay behind him, right?
Looks like.
That's flammable, right?
It is.
On a hit, the target takes 10d damage and a flammable object nearby ignites.
You know what?
Isn't
I like
being
that.
Worn or carried.
That sounds like a great idea. I'll give you that. More fire in the cave.
We can see.
We can see.
That was the actual thing I was going for. It's like, we need more visibility.
It's almost like tactics matter. So that's slowly not slowly. It is kind of moist bedding in a cave. So it's smoking up. You're not really sure if it's some of the mist or if it's the lack of oxygen permeating things, but you're feeling really good about your chances right now.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that in general we're feeling pretty happy?
Yeah, overall.
As somebody who's gone through FS, this is very much not on the ball. That's carbon monoxide poisoning, and Hoots would know that.
So...
Sorry, I didn't say it in the right accent. This is the ball, you are on the ball! Which was how my flight safety instructor spoke.
I like it. It is a giant rat's turn. And that giant rat, it's shaking all of this frost from itself, is going to run right in on Dern. And it's going to, it's not shooting fire at you, it's just going to try and bite you in the face. That's a 14 to hit, which I don't think is going to do anything.
Paladin AC!
And this guy's going to run in from the darkness and whip a sling bolt directly at you. There we go. 6. That's not going to do it.
Nope.
And then the one that just got mangled by Agnes is going to try and mangle Agnes. And you hear it call out, Balsheen! And it lays its hands out and it shoots at you. That's a 16 to hit Agnes.
That will hit.
2 points of force damage.
Oh, baby.
Eldritch Blast is very swingy when you don't have Agonizing Blast on top.
Damage. I don't know what you're talking about for swingy.
I will give you guys this. When I planned this encounter out, I was like, do I give the Warlocks Agonizing Blast? No, that will murder them. Let's not do that. So,
thank you, kind GM.
I'm a generous god. So this guy steps away from the burning hay and just like steps up where this arrow is lit up on the ground and starts whipping a sling bolt over. Also going to target Agnes.
All right.
That's going to be 17 to hit you.
That will hit.
4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Got it.
The thing is like, yeah, there's not that many of them, and they don't do that much damage. But god damn it, you're hitting really well.
They all have pack tactics. So speaking of, this guy runs up with his rat companion and swings with advantage.
Oh, that's how they're doing it.
That's only a 13 to hit, though.
Yeah.
Agnes, you're up.
I'm going to. I'm already in the archer form, so we're going to use the archer form to attack the one that I already hit.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So D8 plus 3. I need to make this an attack.
D20 plus 5, and then D8 plus 3.
15 to hit.
15 matches his AC.
Plus 3. That'll be 11 points of damage.
And he splatters back against a rock from you.
And that was one of the warlock ones?
Yeah.
She
And
single-handedly killed a couple levels of warlock.
And then we're going to use, as a bonus action, we're going to healing word hoots.
Okay.
This is the
Take
fun
6
of
points of
D&D,
healing
right?
word.
This is the fun of D&D, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're good. It's a little swingy. It's fine.
Hoots. Why don't you have 6 more hit points, my friend?
I do. I added them.
All right.
Okay. That will end my
Trust
turn.
me, I took them really quick.
God, this is a good game. God, I love
And-
D&D.
From just the edge of where you guys can see, this fella kind of like steps over, and he looks like he's trying to hide behind one of the rocks as he does this, not kind of realizing that you can see him with all the fire that you've lit the cavern on, and he holds like this little it looks like copper pieces strung with a necklace through the center. He goes, "Machine," and again saying that name, and shoots a scorching ray at Agnes and Quill.
What? How can he see me?
Still has it, eh? Can he see?
Because he has vision on you despite the dynamic gliding around those rocks. They're not like floor to ceiling stones. They're just like little rocks. So, Agnes, a 17 for the first one.
That will hit.
Okay, that's 5 points of fire damage. Quill,
Got
22 for 6 points of fire damage. And then Agnes, 6 goes wide.
Yep.
As he lights up the darkness and just like he stays crouching and hiding behind that rock. Quill, you're up.
And which one was this?
The one
Just over
way
here.
off. We have
You can see him
this.
to shoot him.
I'm going to come out. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Zephyr Strike.
Mhm.
Kind of electricity kind of moves through my fur as I just like bolt out from behind this rock.
Almost as though Quill has bees.
Essentially, yes. And I buzz out. And the guy that just shot me,
Yep.
I pull out my bow. I go to shoot him. Probably gonna miss, let's be honest.
You have advantage because of Zephyr Strike.
Yeah.
Natty 20.
It's an
No,
18.
18.
That 18 will hit.
Yeah. So that's 6 points of damage. Plus
Another D8, I believe.
D8. And I'm also gonna mark him as my favored foe just in case.
Okay.
So a D8 and a D4. D8 was 4. And the D4 was 3. So now there's 7.
So 13 total.
Yeah.
Still up. But you have marked him.
Yeah. I bounce back
All right.
to there.
I like it.
And I
Who's marked?
crouch.
Darren.
He's gonna use his last breath on the two in front of him.
All right. I'll start rolling some con saves. That's a fail. That's a fail. That's an 8 and a 9.
Okay, just pure D10, 8 damage apiece.
Now that kills them both with the 3 hit points and the 3 hit points that each of them had.
Okay.
That's
Dern is just going to move himself. 10.
And for the folks playing the home game, Dern is one of the better Dragonborn put out in Fizban's Treasury of Dragons on Roll20.
Yeah.
That's why he can use his breath more than once a day.
Dern's gonna move down and yell out to Agnes and to Hoots to move close to him as he moves forward slowly with his shield.
All right. Hoots, you're up.
Hoots is gonna do exactly
I'll be right back.
that. That. And then he's going to firebolt on this guy. We have 13.
And sorry, which feller? The one south of Dern or
That one.
east of Dern?
That guy right. South of Durham.
So, all right. He takes it. He's still standing. Looks like he's on his last legs.
And I think that's gonna be it.
All right.
Yeah.
And this guy is going to charge in on Dern. And brings his steely knife down. That's a 7.
Right off the shield.
Yeah. And this guy is going to approach and run in. And just, they're going to try and run a train on Dern.
Oh.
I know full well, internet, what that means. That's a 20. That hits Dern for 3 points of piercing damage. That I
just
have
got back.
just adjusted. Dern, you just took 3 points of damage. I just pulled it from your
fine. Thank you.
They're running a Zvart train on you. Agnes, you're up. Your lantern at your feet.
Which of these guys is the? I apologize. Which one has the amulet?
This feller way back here.
Oh, I can't see that guy. Okay.
He may be just outside your vision for where you're at.
Dern said to follow, so we'll get a little closer.
I think for what he's planning, you would be within 5 feet of him.
Yep.
Okay. I'll get within 5 feet of him then. I want to. All right, I can see that guy now. I want to guiding bolt him.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
Where is it? There it is.
God.
22 to hit.
22 absolutely hits.
Is
for
this
12
gonna be
points of
what, like-
radiant damage.
Oh. Sorry.
So he had a little bit of health left, and he goes and just like he falls backwards and like gold spurts out from him Diablo style. And he's fucking dead.
And like as the magic's dissipating, it's just like frogs hopping out of his body.
I like it.
That's even better. If this is what all of our combats are gonna feel like, god damn it.
Right. So what else you got, Agnes?
And
Still got a bunch of folks.
I hope you have a spell slot for yourself.
She trusted Dern when you said to get up close.
You said
I
to
know,
come
I'm just
close.
saying.
I came
I'm,
up
hey,
close.
I'm fine with that. I'm going to protect you.
Guiding bolt is a spell, so I've already cast my spell.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Correct. But you could bonus action
Eat a
Starry
good berry.
or archer attack.
Oh right. Sorry, new character who dis.
It's all good. Eating a
Well-
good berry is an action. By the
That
way.
is going to start in a couple seconds here.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for the archer on the one that's. I guess it'll all be at disadvantage, but I'm still gonna do it.
No, you're fine. Nothing is within 5 feet of you.
20 plus 5. 19 to hit the
But which one are you targeting?
farthest south.
The farthest south.
Yeah.
Okay. It does not matter what you roll. He had 1 hit point left after getting shot.
Beautiful. He's dead.
Quill, you're up.
Yeah. Do any of them not been hit yet?
Having a hard time keeping track.
Fair.
They've been ducking in and out of the darkness, and they all look pretty similar.
Okay, and my favorite foe is now dead.
Your favorite foe is now dead.
Cool.
These are the last 3.
I'm going to run out, and I'm going to shoot my longbow. That's too close, aren't I?
That's fine.
Shoot.
You need at least a square between you.
Okay, shoot my longbow for
Oh yeah.
an 18.
It looks like it clicked
Well,
twice.
It did
'cause
twice. Oh, the first one was better, so let's stick with that one.
The 10 points of damage absolutely murders the guy.
Cool. I'm going to eat a good berry. Oh, I can't.
That's an action.
Yeah,
So
I
you really
realized.
do Darren.
Just smashing. The one right in front of him. He's just like, I will find my purpose. And he just goes aiming down. Only an 11 to hit, so he misses.
Unfortunately, he's like, "Ah!" And like this guy's looks terrified because his friends are dying around him.
As Dern yells this, the hammer just smashes down and just rock and rubble goes everywhere.
I love it.
Just anger, pure anger.
Hoots.
Hoots is gonna boot scoot and roll around Agnes.
Yeah, you are.
And keeping that square in between him, it's gonna be a firebolt on the guy directly east of him now.
All right.
Is this how we learned that both of us had to do square dancing in junior high school?
It's gonna be a
21 to hit.
21. That looks like it's only 1 point of fire damage
That
though.
is 1 point of fire damage.
So swingy.
That's how she goes. All right. This Vart he's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but he's gonna stab Dern with a knife.
Nat 20.
He's having a bad day.
Yep.
Look, Svart, I need you to open when I double click on your thing. There we go. That's a 7 to hit. No, he's
Dern, can I just do something kind of cinematic here?
yeah.
Yeah, Dern just grabs the knife as it's coming for him and just throws it aside
I am entirely okay with that at this point.
and just picks the thing up and throws it as hard as he can against the wall.
You know what?
As-
I will say absolutely, and this thing just goes like rocketing over because there's 2 of them left. You guys are cleaning house at this point.
Yeah,
Um,
and Dern walks directly towards his god's goal.
Gotcha. So we'll say, you make quick work of the remaining thing that just crashed against the wall and that one giant rat with a glowy Charmander tail.
Yep.
Given the state that you guys are in, and everything goes calm.
Dern is not calm.
Your fires trickle and slowly start to dwindle out from the arrows.
Sorry,
No,
go ahead, Quill.
I was gonna say, in celebration of us actually not having anyone die, I would like to share something. I just sent it to our group chat. Feel free to put it on screen if you want. This is my synopsis of tonight's stream.
I see. You know what, everybody? Feel free to join our Discord to see this the majesty that is these. All right, I like it. I'll allow it.
The longer I
I'll
look,
allow
the
it.
worse it gets. In a good way. In a good way.
So
love it.
I'd like to think that as we start walking forward, as like Quill joins up beside me, Agnes is going to change starry forms into the chalice, create good berries, and heal Quill.
Good call. Okay.
What are you doing to
Alright.
heal me?
I get
Chalice
once
form.
I'm in chalice form, I can heal you when I create healing magic, which good berry counts because DM rules.
Yes.
Technically, rules is written. It just I
Technically.
had to look it up.
Oh,
It just
I'm
doesn't count for the moon sickle.
Correct.
Yeah. So how much
Uh,
healing?
I'm sorry, my whole thing's acting up now.
It's a
Uh,
D8 plus 3. Would you
D8.
like me to
They're
roll
all
it?
D8 plus 3. I'll get it. You can have 11 points of healing,
Cool.
and I now have 10 good berries.
I'm going to eat my remainder 4 good berries.
Okay. Within quick order, as I feel like Dern probably like grabs his torch and starts heading off into the darkness, like the
Immediately.
bamf that he is.
Yep. Nope. And there isn't very many words. There is a nod of solidarity to Hoots. There is a thank you to Iggy and to Quill, and he marches directly to where his god told him to go.
Okay. I'm just gonna throw you guys back to a 4x4 for a second. And at the back of the cave, as you feel that pull, and it was just a faint thing right off the hop, but you feel this tug, and as you enter into that far back corner, there's a large net made of like jute twine, spun grass into rope. And it's full of heavy stones that engulf a wooden object. And carved into the floor and the walls all around it are a series of runes that are actively glowing. And they run across the floor like chains. And it's just writing on the floor. And the writing carries up across the sack and across each of these rocks that are around it. It's a big sack of rocks with something inside. As you peer inside this bag of rocks, you see a long iron rod, glowing hot, with a golden ring wrapped around it, roughly in the center of it. And the rod's about this long or so, with the ring just directly in the center of it.
Okay.
And you see water being drawn up from this gourd, this wooden gourd with a stick attached to it, up from the gourd and into the stones. And from out of the stones, there's this steam coming off, and you're like, oh, that's why it's so muggy and fucking hot in here. It's being used to create the steam coming out of this. Something is drawing life force from the surrounding cave environment and forcing this gourd to expel water into this pile of rocks.
I reach in and take the gourd on a stick out.
As you tear it away, there's a clamber as these rocks kind of start to fall, and everything kind of clatters to the ground. You are holding in your hands a big wooden hammer, essentially. Oh, I think the bees are back too.
Return of the bees.
Bees?
Return of the bees. Yep. Bad bees.
Bad bees.
All right. In your hand, you hold Calabasha.
Dern is overcome by a lot of emotions right now. And he has no idea what he's holding. But he knows what his god sent him to grab.
Mm-hmm. What's
And-
Agnes and Hoots doing as this occurs?
I'm very curious. I'm happy for Dern, but I'm also paying a lot of attention to the runes on the ground.
Nothing exploded when he reached his hand in and pulled the hammer out of the whole setup.
Yeah.
Can Hoots investigate that with an Arcana check?
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
Even
good
with
buddy.
+5, that's gonna be an 8.
Now, good buddy, you've made a sauna in your time. Get some hot rocks. Pour some water in the hot rocks. Make some steam. That's obviously what this is.
I feel like we talked. Forgive me. Last session, I feel like I know what this is.
Do you?
The Kalbasha, didn't we?
Oh, Calabasha is the big wooden hammer that Dern was sent to find. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the urn.
All of the rest of it. This is the gourd that is on a stick. It's a bottle gourd. The rest of it, you're not really sure the purpose. Would you like to roll Arcana or use a detect magic or anything like that?
It would take me 10 minutes, but I'll sit and do detect magic if they'll let me.
As Dern waits patiently, but with his hammer in his hand, because he's going to smash everything after.
Yeah. You are holding this hammer in your hand, and your other hammer, I'm assuming, is at your side.
Yep, it is just waiting. And Dern is probably has blood all over his armor, kind of like think Dragon Age kind of just effects and things like that. And he's just waiting. And they're
perfect timing. The detect magic would come up just as the starry form was ending.
Yeah. And there's this faint wisp of green energy around the hammer that surrounds Dern, and it's just like it is a glow. It has faint abjuration, so a little twinge of blue, and what's the other one? And transmutation magic. So it's kind of a wispy sort of silver. Purposes to it. You also notice that inside the cluster of rocks, the rod itself is not magical, but the ring in the center is. It seems to be some kind of abjuration magic as well.
Okay. Share it with my friends.
Why don't I get an investigation check from everybody, and we'll just call that like rolling the cave and going about your business.
Okay.
Agnes is obviously just focused on a ring.
Yeah, they're like, look around for a little bit, and I'm like, this ring is magic.
Quill, you too?
Pardon me?
Investigation from you?
No, I'm gonna go down to that guy who had the amulet around his necklace.
Okay. You want to roll his body specifically?
Yeah.
Cool. Investigation check, please, sir.
16.
Okay. So around his body specifically, there is that amulet that he's got is the shiniest metal he could find that he thought was the most valuable, which is copper pieces. So they are beaten, literal copper pieces that were punctured through and put on a string.
Cool.
I would also just like to inform everybody, Hoot 16, Dern 16, Quill 16.
Yes.
Agnes 4.
Agnes 4.
Cool. I like shiny things.
Yep.
I'm going to take it off of him and I'm going to put it in my bag.
Mhm.
And I'm going to. What else do I find on this?
On this feller, he also, so he has no armor on him, but he does have another one of those wicked-looking short swords.
Cool. I don't believe I can carry more than one more before I get over.
You are a little one, but you have friends. You can
Hold
put
on.
it in a pile.
I'm gonna take it and kind of like drag it behind me. And I'm just gonna like walk up to Dern and like not even say anything, just like open his sack and put the sword in.
I
I
love
like
that Hoots hasn't told us about the bag of holding, so we're all just like stuffing our pockets with things, and he's just over there being like, "Yeah."
He's
Um,
saving it for things that are really important.
I also
like
just like the
bedrolls and
I
grappling hooks.
I've seen him put big things in it before, so I just
I just love the idea of Dern just being so focused on the things around him, he doesn't notice Quill just going like, do, open, stop,
So,
stop.
tucked into the corners of things, based on your own investigation checks, I feel like, Agnes, you're probably not participating in this. You're figuring out how to like Kerjigger and get the rod with the ring out by playing Jenga. There's
Yep.
no magical trap here. As soon as Dern pulled the hammer away, all those runes that were on the ground went quiet. Like, done.
Okay. So I'm just
Um,
trying to figure out how to get the rod out.
how do you pull a gold ring out of a bag of rocks without damaging anything? So you take some time doing that. The rest of you, after Quill like just starts piling shit into a bag,
Dern's
tucked into
bag.
the corners where the two individual warlocks laid, underneath some of those reed mattresses, are the remnants of other adventurers, likely recovered from folks who wandered into the forests years and years and years ago, and were told like, don't do that, that's stupid, don't go there, people die. There are bits of armor that have big prominent holes smashed through them, as though like they took a sharpened stake trap about yay big directly through the chest.
Ooh.
There is one set of armor that has a particularly greasy look to it, of black leather, and it doesn't have any holes in it. It looks significantly shabbier than the rest, but Agnes, you clock some magic on it. Amongst everything that you find, there is a small pile of gold and silver that's scrounged up. There's a beautiful silver tin that reeks of spoiled fish as soon as it's opened. There's an ulu knife with a bone handle that looks like it's made of some kind of mammal. So just like a round, mundane. And there's a wooden dinosaur toy with little feet and a wheel that when you push the dinosaur, the little feet move.
does she see this, or are we all looking for this?
These are the things that you guys have been like collecting through the cave.
I'm just gonna kind of slide my hand through and grab that dinosaur.
I love it. You
And
also
I
find an old brick-like device that looks like it has an antenna. And Hoots, you immediately clock this as an old Nokia 970, and it still has 30% of its charge left, I imagine. It's only been 30 years, so like
It's only been 30 years.
it's probably still fine.
As everybody finishes up, Dern was probably just standing at this, I'm going to say, demonic setup. And Dern just smashes everything he can.
I like it. Yeah.
Just there is Dern and everybody. These people have probably known Dern for how long would you say now?
Oh, a couple of months now at least.
A couple of months. This is the quietest they've ever seen Dern, and this is just a destruction of something evil.
From the back.
Ooh. You turned into bees. You are muted. Bad bees. Bad bees.
I can only guess that Quill is not like everybody's probably taken aback at the destruction Dern just causes to this area. There is just Dern's anger is just destroying this.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
afterwards, Dern turns, he smiles and goes, I think we had a pretty good day today. Attaches his hammer to his back and goes, I think we need to go rest, friends.
Dern, hanging from a jutted out spike in the wall next to where the carnage that you just wrote on this bag of rocks
Yes.
is a huge sized cloak. It looks like it's made of a shaggy gray haired mammal with a seemingly really long neck.
Okay.
It's probably similar to something that Hoots saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a big cloak.
Okay. Dern takes a look at the cloak.
It's really big. It looks like it's sized for a huge sized creature. You could drape this over an elephant.
Oh dear.
That looks like a real good top.
Did I manage to get that thing out before Dern decided to smash the bag?
I'd say you were certainly assisted. The rod itself is just a chunk of iron, pig iron,
Yep.
like beat out into the appropriate shape, and the ring is glowing magical in your hand.
Okay, but what about this tarp thing?
I think
It's a cloak.
if it's kind of like one of those shag carpets, if we put it on the ground, we'd be extra warm and we're outside.
I'm gonna say that Quill is probably very correct at this.
This thing weighs probably close to 80 pounds. It is a the skin of something the size of an elephant.
Dern looks to his friends and goes, I think there's something that we've missed here. I think we should run.
I have never agreed with you more in my entire life.
I don't. What do you mean? Why are we running? We beat them.
I grab Quill and I grab who's ever kind of questioning things and I start running out of the cave.
I like it. And you biff off, running out of the cave, scrambling up that scree and heading off. Night is falling, and you start biffing it down around the lakes.
I actually no. Hoots gonna pump the brakes on that one. That lake is dangerous, and we don't want to necessarily fall in it in the dark. Plus, if there's things in the forest that are dangerous, the last thing we want to do is run into them in the dark.
Deep in the ruins.
We need to go find somewhere where there aren't big footprints nearby. We need to get far enough away from those so that we feel a little safer, and then we probably have to make camp.
Yep.
Like
Dern agrees immediately after thinking about things.
Can we see the map again, really
Yeah,
quick?
absolutely. And cool your bees.
Sorry, Quill.
Can you just switch over to your camera mic for a sec?
So we're somewhere like up here, right?
Yeah.
So
You are. I will move the token for you. Right about. There we go. Right about here, where this juts out. The ruins that you saw were down at the bottom left base of where the M is.
Can we set up? Let's set up camp there
in the ruins.
in the ruins.
That's what I said. Also, I learned something interesting. It's not my connection because as soon as I restart video, my mic goes back to normal. So I think video just hates me.
Weird.
Awesome.
It sounds like you've got too much electricity running through whatever you're doing.
Because every time I click Control R and refresh the page, I haven't swapped my mic until this time.
I don't know. You sound good now.
Oh. All right. Well, I suppose. Yeah. See the ruins, but here's the thing: we can't do a fire, so we just have to put a little tarp and then be shh the whole time.
That could be a thing. So you have a magical set of studded leather. You have a magic studded leather. Let me double check
Me?
before I promise the world.
This is what
No.
we found in the cave. We have this.
Yeah, it's a magical set of studded leather. You have a magical ring. You have a magical hammer. A small pile of gold and silver. 188 gold pieces and 72 silver pieces, which I will just throw into the chat for you here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Trying to write it down. I'm like, this is too
the various things.
Yeah.
Magic ring. Magic studded leather. Super greasy.
So that's 47 gold each.
That also brings us to 10 o'clock. So you guys set up camp in the rooms, and we'll pick this up another night. We're not here next Sunday because of stat holidays and all that jazz. And then the following week we'll see where this leads. You didn't die.
We didn't die.
die.
That was one of the best D&D sessions I've ever had. That was great.
When you run off into the darkness by yourself. I love it.
I'm growing fond of druids. I mean, not that I wasn't already fond of Agnes, but
Star druids are fun.
Oh my god.
Quill's having a bad day translated into all of his roles.
yes.
Like, I kid you not, Quill was like, I don't feel great. And then it was like, he falls, he misses all his rolls.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
David, would you mind rating us out to somebody, please?
Do that?
That was so good.
Why don't we pick somebody that has about 8 viewers or so?
About 8 viewers. A lot of
That's what we've
0
got left.
viewers.
Thanks for the really active chat tonight, everybody. This is
Indeed.
really fun.
That was good. Thank you all so much for joining us. This was great.
There's the Mad Bird streams.
I'm actually going to send it to another Canadian streamer.
Oh, excellent. I'm okay with
give me
that.
a second here. I'm waiting for the stream to load. On
Apologies for the mad sunburn, by the way. We spent a weekend in the woods getting toasted.
Okay.
And
Roasty
thank
toasty.
you to everybody who's continuing to watch and support and everything. And guys, share us. Let us know. I don't know what other kind of things streamers and YouTubers say.
Every follow gives Dern extra power.
I
like it.
Okay, guys, we're going to be raiding out pretty quick here. Raid in 3, 2, 1, and I am sending you over to Hostess Mizaki. Looks like they're playing, and they just started a new campaign, so you guys have fun.
Good night, everybody.